These are the addresses of New York's rich. Beekman Hill, Park Avenue, Central Park South. Showcase streets for the things that money can buy. Sleek cars. And jewels worth a fortune. Roy Keller lived among the rich. It taught him one thing. Never steal anything small. Steal big and then sell it back.
Madame, she will be very angry.
I'm a little desolate, too. Where is Madame?
Well, she flew to Hollywood to make her picture. The necklace, it was a present from a very good friend.
A very good friend. My company insured the necklace for $200,000.
Ah oui? That is good for Madame.
Vous avez la plume de ma tante?
Oui. Oh, oui, Madame.
Regan. She doesn't speak French. Unless she's my aunt's pen.
Well? We'll find out anyway.
Okay. My name's Gertrude Brewer. But ladies like Madame like a maid with a little class and refinement. So I lie a little.
And then you give the necklace to Roy Keller, and you lie a little bit about that, too.
Oh, that's not true. The necklace was there before he disappeared. That's all I know.
Come on, Gertrude. What did he promise you to keep your mouth shut?
It's not true. It's not true.
Doesn't it strike you as odd that Roy would take that necklace and run without worrying whether he put the finger on himself or not?
Yeah. Unless he was sure of his contact. Mr. Arnold, has your company had an offer to buy the stuff back?
Look, we're a reputable firm. We don't deal with thieves.
Naturally. But you might deal with a third party who would deliver the stolen jewels for a reward.
We're in business to protect our clients against loss. If stolen goods are recovered, we pay for the service rendered.
And let the thief go.
That's your job.
And yours. Anyone who lifts something and gets away with it is an invitation to 100 others like him.
I can't be responsible for that. My business is insurance. Ensuring that the jewels are returned to their owners. Can you guarantee that?
You finished with me?
Not yet. We've still got a few
That's a
more.
pretty expensive ring for a maid's salary.
Roy bought it for me. The watch, too. He's got a contact in the wholesale jewelry business.
A contact in wholesale jewels. Interesting, Mr. Arnold?
Nothing concrete?
We could find out soon enough. Send an agent in to make an offer for the ruby necklace.
No fees, no rewards. Not for this agent. It's all part of the job. But you'll have to give me 1 week.
All right. Agreed. I talked to nobody for 1 week.
Okay, Gertrude. Who was Roy's contact?
I really don't want to get anyone...
He's already done that, Gertrude.
I guess so. It was the Diamond Trading Company, downtown.
There was an ancient tribal custom where women wore stones to ward off evil spirits. Women then beautified the stones, and the stones in turn beautified the women. There you have the basis for a worldwide industry. Precious stones. And a temptation to any legitimate businessman to become rich. Not so legitimately.
Well, hello. May I help you?
Thank you, Mr.
Spandau. Nick Spandau. Is there something I can show you?
Possibly.
Come on in. Look around. Oh, excuse me for a moment. Hiya.
Hi,
What do you
Dad.
say there? How are you? Huh? You look bowed down. What'd you do? Have a rough school day?
Not so good. I'm getting a lousy mark in English. My grammar's weak.
Well, your betting's still good. The Baskins won again today.
Oh, great. It's another dollar you owe me.
Oh, boy, I'm out of cash. You just have to put it on the book. You see anything you like?
Well, I'm looking for something rather special.
Oh, for yourself?
No, it's for a friend.
Well, I'm sure that anything that suits you would suit her.
I'm not. She has a lot more money.
Oh. Well, then price would be no object.
Not if I could find the right piece.
Well, what about a brooch and gold?
No, I said something rather special.
How about a ring with a sapphire the color of the sea?
It's too cold.
Diamond, white hot.
No, I'm afraid that's too common.
I think I have just the thing for you. An emerald pendant.
No, my friend never wears green. It's a superstition she has.
Your friend sounds difficult to please. Maybe you just better tell me what she'd like.
Well, she's in the public eye a lot. She'd need something very showy. A necklace. That might be just the thing.
How high is she willing to go?
20,000 in cash.
It's not very much for a ruby necklace.
The insurance company thinks it's enough.
You must be a very good friend of hers to go through all this trouble.
Not at all. I get a satisfactory commission.
Oh, this is my brother-in-law, Joe Mundy. He's the owner.
Perhaps I can help you make a selection?
Well, I'm looking for a ruby necklace.
Ruby necklace.
I'd like to have something exactly like this.
Nick, what's going on? I won't stand for any more trouble.
There's nothing to worry about. It's a quick sale and a big profit.
Who are you? Why do you come here?
My name is Jane Thomas. I'm willing to pay very well for a ruby necklace.
Get out. Not another word. Just get out.
I'm sorry to have troubled you.
Not at all. It's a pleasure.
I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Stay away from trouble. When will you ever learn a lesson?
What are you getting excited about? I haven't done anything.
A man with your record doesn't have to do much.
All right. I made a mistake once. I went to jail. It's paid for, isn't it? No, but you got to keep throwing it up to me all the time. What do I have to do to prove that I'm clean?
Stay out of trouble. For Tommy's sake. I want him to be safe.
What do you think I want?
I don't know. Do you?
Oh, you should give us taxi money. I got chilled to the bone waiting for a bus.
I never was much for beer, either. Care for some?
No, I'd like some nice hot tea.
Here? You'll floor the management.
The life of New York's finest.
Okay, finest. How did it go?
Well, the Diamond Trading Company was definitely a lead. I'm sure of that. I made contact with a man by the name of Nick Spandau. He's involved, I'm certain. It's too bad.
What is?
He's got a nice-looking boy.
He's also got a nice-looking record. 26 months in the state pen for embezzlement. So?
So nothing. I'm gonna go to the hotel, take a hot bath, wait for development.
What makes you so certain there'll be any?
Well, there just gotta be. I think Nick will call tonight. Matter of fact, I'm sure he will. In the meantime, will you do me a favor?
What?
Will you jeopardize your He-Man standing and order me a cup of hot tea?
And we're gonna go to a bullfight every Sunday. Yes, sir. Oh, and there's a place I know in Mexico City where you can go out in a boat that's all trimmed with flowers. And the fiestas. There isn't a day that goes by where there isn't a fiesta somewhere in Mexico.
Gee, Dad, maybe I'll get to meet a matador.
Anything you want. As soon as we get to Mexico City, the sky's the limit.
Gee. Oh.
You know, Uncle Joe felt awful bad when I said goodbye. He nearly made me cry.
And you want to change your mind?
Oh, no, Dad. It's just that Joe was so nice to me all the time that you were away.
Well, you stop worrying. Come on, you stay here and read these things. I've got some business in the office. Here, hold this and stay put.
I've been waiting to hear from you, Nick.
It wasn't very smart of you to show up here. Come on inside. She caught up with you.
Never heard of her.
Now, she wants to buy the necklace.
How much?
20 grand.
Why, say sell.
Now, don't be a fool. You do this my way, we can make it really hit the jackpot.
I say sell.
Look, what's 20 grand? If I can get to Mexico City, we can make this 100 grand.
And who'll be there to watch it? I want that ice back.
You're whistling in your hat, Roy. I'm the only one that knows where it is.
Oh, want that ice back? No!
I'm giving the orders here. Here. Here's $1,000. I'll let you know when there's more. Now, if you're smart, you'll keep quiet and wait. Now, beat it.
Okay, but I'll be in touch. Don't worry.
Oh, Charming, I'm sorry.
You trip off, Dad?
Look, now, don't worry about that. Does it hurt much?
No. Oh, we're still going to Mexico, Dad.
Oh, I'm flat broke. Maybe it's just as well.
No, Pop, don't say that. I don't care about anything else. Oh, just being with you.
Okay, son. You know your old man. You can count on me.
Just a minute. Won't you come in?
Oh, it's okay.
Well, if you came to see me, you might as well come in. I was just going to order something to eat. How about it? Hamburger?
Okay.
Let me have room service, please. Onions? Relish? Ketchup? 2 hamburgers, room 604. The works, please. Won't you sit down?
Here.
Where did you get these?
What's the difference? They're for sale.
Did your uncle give them to you?
Oh, just buy them, please.
Your father sent you.
I'm the only one he can trust.
I bet you are.
Well, it's just we need the ticket money from Mexico. Well, me and my father, we just gotta get there.
Why will it be different there?
I just know it will. Can't you see? All Pop needs is a chance.
Yeah, I see.
Well, what should I tell my father?
Tell him I'll talk to him about it. Tommy, don't you want to wait for your hamburgers?
No, I guess I'm not really hungry. Well, I'm not sure if Dad wants me to leave them here.
You can trust me, Tommy. But if you don't...
What do you want?
Well, that's why I'm here. To find out what you want.
Not now. We're busy.
Well, that's not very courteous, is it?
Well, if you want any answers, I'm the one to see. Outside.
What's going on?
Just this. They're yours, aren't they?
Where'd you get this?
Tommy brought them to me last night.
Tommy?
Yes, didn't you know? I've dealt with all sorts of messengers in my line. But a 13-year-old kid? That's new.
How could you do it? Mixing Tommy into this.
Well, Tommy had an answer. He said he's the only one you can trust.
You stole them from me. And Tommy knew.
Stop blowing it up. Okay, so I borrowed a few stones. I needed the cash. I was going to pay you back. After all, she said that she was in the market for stones.
Well, not for these. They're only worth $400 or $500 for the lot.
Well, that's just enough to get me where I want to go.
You aren't any good, and you never will be. I stood for you because you're Tommy's father. But now I see you'll only turn him into the same kind you are.
I'm getting awfully tired of hearing you sing that same old song. You just leave me alone.
I'll leave you alone right now. We're finished. Get out of here.
That suits me fine.
Give the boy a chance. Leave Tommy with me.
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm going. I'm not leaving any keepsake behind. Thank you. So you think I'm a heel, huh?
Why do you say that?
Look on your face.
I like your kid.
Well, not half as much as I do.
The way you use him?
Say, now, I thought you were all business. No tough, slick, no soft spots.
Tommy is in business.
You've got a lot to learn.
About what?
Business methods.
Well, you know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Well?
11 o'clock tonight. Joe's office.
I'll be there.
Bet you will.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Take a card. Any card.
I didn't come here to play games.
Oh, now you've got to learn to relax. Get a few laughs.
It's 11 o'clock. Let's not waste time.
5 up. Okay, it's your play. Did you bring the money?
The necklace first.
Ah, you've got to see it to believe it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Hearts, for you.
The necklace, Nick.
Hello. Say, could you tell me whether Flight 526 has arrived at Mexico City yet? It has. Thank you.
Tommy was on that plane.
With some very valuable luggage. Now you see it, now you don't. It's a trick of the trade.
You're a great one for tricks.
Oh, that's magic. I keep your eye on me and Tommy flies to Mexico.
Well, I hope Tommy doesn't have to pay the piper.
Oh, Tommy's okay. He doesn't even know what he's carrying.
Okay. A 13-year-old kid carrying hot rubies out of the country, winding up stranded. Oh, you're quite a father.
Now, don't get sore. I'm going to take the next plane out. Look, now, maybe I did do you out of a nice profit, but there's more where I'm going. Why don't you join me?
You're not going to make it, Nick. You're through.
You sound like a cop.
I am.
Well, pulled the trick on a cop, huh?
Tried to, Nick. We're taking you in.
You haven't got a thing against me without that necklace.
We'll see. Your kid's in hot water, and all you can think about is your own skin. Not a worry about him. You're not much good, are you, Nick?
Your associates, no doubt.
Tommy.
Pop? Pop, I couldn't leave without you. What's the matter, Pop? You're not mad at me. Oh, Pop, please.
Free gun.
Please, Pop.
They're in the suitcase.
Want to have it on, Tommy?
I guess the game's over, Nick.
Oh. Why couldn't he carry out a simple order?
Because he loves you. He had to come back.
Listen, I'd like to talk to him alone. Can I have a few minutes?
Nick, there's only one thing you can do for that boy. Call it quits. Without leaving any keepsakes.
You're kidding.
You've got a chance to free him. Free him from a dream he's chained to. A dream of his father being a great man. He can't live with anyone else. He can't love anyone else as long as he believes that dream.
What's wrong with that?
You, Nick. You're an ex-con. You're going away for a long stretch. You know what you're leaving him? Heartbreak. Every time he remembers that we pinned you. Because he came back.
I'll explain it to him. I'll make him understand.
No matter what you tell him, he's going to blame himself. He's going to wait for you. He's going to keep dreaming. Let him go, Nick.
Oh, that's very easy for you to say. He's all I've got left. He's my son.
Okay. Let's go.
Pop, they found it in his suitcase. I'm going to take you away.
Tommy, it's all right. Stop worrying now. You know me. You can count on your old man.
It's my fault. You did it for me so we could go to Mexico. And it's my fault they got you. It's all my fault.
Good, get away from me. You and your crazy ideas. I just used you to get that stuff through. You understand that? I was going to send you back alone. I beat it. Always hanging around my neck.
No, you wanted me. I know you did.
Wanted you? You kidding? Who needs a pest like you around? At least not rid of you.
Good to see you, Joe. I'm glad you called. I understand you're moving to California, and I came by to wish you good luck.
Thanks.
Shake? You really blame me, Tommy? You think I was the one to blame? I'm glad he could shake hands with me.
He's beginning to understand about his father.
Nick had not been a good man. He had not been a wise father. His influence would surely have destroyed the boy. But he really did love his son. And that was the only keepsake he could leave behind. To young immigrants from Puerto Rico, music is the closest link to home. And your first night in New York might be something like this. If you were Juan Ortega, age 21, just arrived from Santurce, Puerto Rico. Before long, Juan would see other parts of our city, and a door that leads to the electric chair.
I don't want to go inside. I only want to stay here, listen to the music.
All by yourself, Chiquita, you won't be lonesome.
I have much to think about. I'll have the music.
What is the fun of staying down here?
With you and Anita, it is different, Raul. We're going to be married tomorrow. It's right for you to dance tonight. Not for me.
But it is not good for a girl to stay out all by herself.
Don't waste your time arguing with her. My cousin is a stubborn girl. I know this from when we were running barefoot in the streets of San Juan. Hey, Maria.
Sí, en la Plaza de Colombia.
Oh, I know how you feel about tonight. But if you change your mind, you know where to find us, eh?
Enjoy yourself, Anita. Don't worry about me.
Hasta más tarde.
Hasta luego.
Come on, darling. The music is wonderful.
I have to see a fellow on business just around the corner. I will be back in a couple of minutes.
Raul. What kind? Business.
There's nothing. Business.
You promised you would not do anything bad anymore.
Don't I keep my promises to you?
I hope so.
Don't worry so much. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Permiso, señorita.
Yes.
¿Quiere bailar conmigo?
You just come from the island, Chico.
Sí.
In New York, you talk English.
May I have this dance?
I am engaged to be married.
Qué suerte. Every girl that I ask here is either engaged or is married already.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, excuse me.
Chico,
Yes?
there is a girl downstairs, a cousin of mine. I don't guarantee she will dance with you, but you can ask her. She's very pretty.
Muchas gracias. I mean, thank you. Good evening, señorita.
Good evening.
I spoke to your cousin upstairs.
Anita?
I don't know. She did not tell me her name, but she told me I would find you here. And she told me the truth. Would you like to dance?
No, thank you.
Cigarette?
No, thank you.
I am Juan Ortega. What is your name?
Tomorrow it will be Maria Tristeza.
You will be married tomorrow?
Yes. Tomorrow I will be a bride.
It's my luck. Ever since I stepped off that plane.
Oh, you're not here long?
You know, it's my first time in New York.
It's a good place.
You know, I was supposed to stay here with my uncle, but when I got here, they told me he moved to Chicago. And now I don't even have a place to stay.
You will find one.
Do you live around here?
Yes, I live and I work. My office on the street.
What kind of...
12 o'clock, I must go now.
Perhaps I can walk with you to your house.
Oh, no, I must go by myself.
I wish you luck in your marriage, Maria.
I wish you luck in New York, Juan Ortega.
Adiós.
Mrs. O'Connell, are you sure the man who shot you was Spanish?
I'm sure, all right. Don't I hear him jabbering all day long? He said, "Give me the cash, lady. Give me the cash, lady." He was Spanish, all right.
Is this the man?
Have him say something.
Say, give me the cash, lady.
What for?
Just do as you're told.
Give me the cash, lady.
Yeah, that's him. That's the fellow that held up my store.
Held up your... Oh, no. That isn't true. I would never do a thing like that. You got to believe me. I never committed any crime in my whole life.
Take him in.
It isn't true. I never saw this woman before. I swear to you. You got to believe.
The next time I saw Juan was in the city jail. Lieutenant Bell had sent for me. He was worried about the case.
You're up in that precinct now. You know what the story is.
Somebody steals an apple from a fruit cart, and they're ready to lynch anybody by the name of Jose or Pablo.
Or Juan. But there's still something else that's bothering me. The O'Connell woman tells me that she heard church bells when the hoodlum was in the store. Assuming those were the bells of St. Anthony, that would pinpoint the time of the holdup for exactly 12 midnight. Bring in Ortega. Juan Ortega has an alibi for that time. That's, well, unusual. I want you to hear it. And tell me what you think of it.
All right.
Juan, this lady is a policewoman. Senora Policia.
Senora Policia?
Right. I want you to tell her the truth. She might be able to help you. Come on.
¿Habla español?
Poquito. En escuela. You better talk English. Go on, sit over there.
What do you want to know?
Where you were at 12 o'clock midnight, just before you were arrested.
I was talking to a girl on the street.
Friend of yours?
No. I've never seen her before in my life. Unfortunately.
Do you know her name?
Maria. Maria Tristeza. That is her married name.
Oh, I see. She's a married woman.
No. But when I spoke to her, she was going to get married the next day. That would be last Sunday.
Well, did anybody see you talk to her?
Nobody who would know who I was.
Don't you think it's unusual for a girl to be walking the streets alone the night before her wedding?
Yes. It's very unusual.
Well, you know where she lives?
See, she told me she works and she lives on that street where the dance hall is. I don't know the number.
Well, how old would you say she was?
Sometimes she's young. Sometimes she's older.
Can you describe her for me?
That is very easy, senora. Maria Tristeza is, to me, the most beautiful woman in the world.
A check with the Marriage License Bureau produced the names of 3 women on the block who were married the previous Sunday. The first 2 had no knowledge of Juan Ortega. The third one did.
I saw him at the Fiesta Saturday night. He asked me to dance.
What time was that?
11:30, 11:45, something like that. Excuse me. I have to make supper.
Were you, with him at midnight?
No. He left before that. What do you want to know?
Well, he's in a great deal of trouble, Senora. He was identified as a man who held up a store right around the corner from the dance hall.
Around the corner from the dance hall?
It happened at midnight. Juan claims that he was talking to a woman who told him that her name was Maria Tristeza.
Maria Tristeza.
Does that name mean anything to you?
No.
If it does, don't be ashamed to say so. I might give out a phony name myself if I didn't want to get involved with a man.
I don't know that name.
Well, you fit everything else. You're pretty, you were married on Sunday, you were at the dance. If you were Maria Tristeza, You could help keep a boy out of prison.
I told you I don't know that name. Now will you leave me alone?
What is going on here?
She's from the police. It's about a hold-up Saturday night.
Well, it's a good thing we were both at the dance all night. It might have been dangerous on the street.
See. It is a good thing we were both at the dance the whole night.
You better get your coat, Senora. You're coming with me.
Why?
Just to find out whether Juan Ortega thinks you're the most beautiful woman in the world. Is this the woman, Juan?
No, she's not Maria Tristeza.
You see?
But she knows Maria Tristeza. She's her cousin. She's the one who told me I would find her standing outside of the dance hall.
Is that true, Anita? I don't know what he's talking about. I don't have any cousins.
Mentirosa! Mentirosa!
¡Cállate!
She's lying! She's lying! She knows her! She's lying! Por favor!
Well, somebody's lying. Unable or unwilling to provide Juan Ortega with an alibi, Anita Fernandez was released.
Come in.
Raul, where did you go when you went away from the dance Saturday night?
What you talk about? I don't go away from dance.
Before we get married, you promise you will be different. That you will get a job.
You don't get a job just like that. It takes time.
Have you looked?
Sure I look. Every day this week.
Where have you looked?
Many places.
Tell me one place where you have looked for a job.
I cannot remember now.
One place, Raul.
All right, so I don't look for a job. Are you satisfied?
You promise.
What kind of a job can a guy like me get? Sweep the floors, lift the crates on the docks?
Better to lift crates on the docks than to carry this on the street.
Shut up, you fool. Give me that.
No, my husband. You do not touch this terrible thing again.
Wait a minute, you. Where do you think you're going?
In the street, the gutter. The first sewer I come to, I get rid of this.
Ni muerto.
Let go of me.
Keep that.
Let go of me. Operator, I want the police.
Anita.
Go away.
Somebody get a doctor.
I get Dr. Gomez next door.
Where is he, Anita?
I don't know.
You're a fool if you let him get away with it, honey. He'll do it again sometime. Maybe that time you won't be able to complain.
He don't do anything to me. Go away.
Why did he beat you, Anita? Is it because you told us something that you shouldn't?
He knows I wouldn't. Nothing to tell. Raul was with me at the dance the whole night. He don't go away for a minute.
I'll stay with you till the doctor comes. You see if you can pick up this fellow. It doesn't take long to find a man like Raul. We checked the bars and the neighborhood crap games. We brought him to her bedside 2 minutes too late. A lifetime too late for Juan Ortega. You haven't been proved guilty, Juan.
Then why am I here? Why am I not free?
Because right or wrong, a positive identification has been made. Now, that doesn't mean that the case is closed.
But
We're still trying to find evidence that may support your alibi.
I told you I was talking with a girl named Maria Tristeza.
I know. You told me that you met the most beautiful girl in the world and she was going to be married on Sunday.
You don't believe me, do you?
I believe you, Juan. I'm just not too sure I believe Maria Tristessa.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe she was handing you a line about where she lived, her name, even about getting married on Sunday.
Maria Tristessa would not lie.
Why not? Lots of other girls do.
She's not like other girls. She's good and pure. There are things a man knows about a woman right away.
I hope so, Juan. When a life is at stake, we don't like to give up. Not until we've chased down every possible ghost. Such a ghost was Maria Tristessa, the girl who, according to Juan, was supposed to be married on Sunday. It occurred to me that a wedding can be called off. I would check with Father Riley to see if the banns had been published. I was told that Father was preparing some girls for their first communion. I'd have to wait. Anita?
What do you want?
I'm still looking for a girl by the name of Maria Tristessa.
Still believe there is such a girl?
I think there might be.
Juan Ortega is trying to save his life.
Well, that's natural for people to try and save their lives. Or the lives of their husbands. Where did you meet Raul?
His family was friends with mine. The marriage was arranged before we came up from San Juan.
Before we came up?
Me and Raul.
Anita, you're in the presence of God. Are you willing to swear that there is no such person as Maria Tristessa?
I don't have to answer you.
At last I knew where to look for Maria Tristessa. Sister, I'm Miss Jones. I'm a policewoman. I'd appreciate your help. Of course. Do you know these people?
Anita? Raul? Juan Ortega. The young man I spoke to on Saturday night.
Did you know that Juan was in trouble, sister? It's been in all the papers.
I have not read any papers this week. I have been in seclusion since my marriage to God.
What time did you speak to Juan on Saturday night?
12 o'clock midnight. We heard the bells of St. Anthony's.
No!
What is it, Anita?
I will be a widow before I am a mother.
right. You are beautiful. That's how a confession is written, in longhand, so that later on the criminal can't deny having said one word of it. Juan Ortega was released from custody as soon as Sister Maria confirmed his story. Finding Sister Maria was just part of my job. But to Juan, it was a miracle, an answer from God. One day, 5 years ago, this happy, smiling woman, then a desperate, frightened girl, left her child on a doorstep. And a soldier lost his son.
Ellen? Ellen?
Leave me alone.
Please, Ellen, you're behaving like a child.
Will you let go? Must I call a policeman?
What are you waiting for?
You're hurting my arm.
I'm sorry. Look, can we go somewhere and talk?
Nothing to say to you.
You look fine now. Really you do. Just fine. As a matter of fact, right now, I can't figure out why I stayed away this long. That was a long time ago, wasn't it? We were both kids then.
Is that your excuse, Larry?
It's not an excuse.
Well, good, because I don't buy it. Now, is there anything else you want to tell me?
Can we go to your place?
I don't live here. I'm just visiting friends.
This won't take more than a few minutes. Please? I've been trying to find you for the past week. You did a pretty fair job of making it tough.
Why don't you ask what you wanted to ask?
All right, Ellen. I'd like to see my son. Where is he, Ellen?
He? How do you know it's a he?
Now, stop it. You wrote me we had a son.
Oh, is that it? You're answering my letter. Isn't it a little late? 5 years late.
You want to yell at me? Spit in my face? Go ahead, have a field day. But when you're through, we're going to talk about my son.
You don't have a son.
Look, Ellen, you're still my wife. Whatever wrong you think I've done you, you're still my wife, and he's still my son, and I'm going to see it.
Okay, you two, what's going on here?
The case was turned over to me. Since there was a child involved, the sergeant on duty thought someone from the Women's Bureau might be able to straighten things out. Send everybody home, happy.
Mr. and Mrs. Hayes?
Won't you come this way? Sit right down over there. The sergeant tells me that you refused to allow your husband to see his son. Is that true, Mrs. Hayes?
He doesn't have a son.
Listen, I came back from Japan just 6 days ago. The morning I arrived, I went to the Hall of Records and found a birth certificate for Larry Hayes, Jr., no death certificate. I called the hospital where he was born. They told me he was discharged in good health with his mother, Ellen Hayes, just 5 days after he was born.
Is that true, Mrs. Hayes?
Perfectly true. 5 days. 5 years ago.
I didn't start the Korean War.
And when it was over?
I re-enlisted. Is that a good enough reason to take my son from me?
Well, what about furloughs, leaves? When you re-enlisted, wasn't it possible for you to fly home and see your wife and child? Did you ever make any attempt to have them join you in Japan?
I thought about it.
Oh. But you just didn't want to see them badly enough to do anything about it. Now, all of a sudden, you want to see your son. Why?
Because he's my son. You know a better reason?
Can he? I mean, legally, does he have the right...
Well, you're still married, aren't you, Mrs. Hayes?
Well, of course we're still married. She couldn't divorce me without my knowing it, could she?
Not unless you've been missing for 7 years. Mrs. Hayes, he is your husband. He is the father of your child. He has every right to see the boy.
I'm not going to try and take the kid away from you, Ellen. What I mean is, if it can't work out between us, I won't try and take the boy. I just want to see him. Ellen, he's all right. Nothing's happened to him.
If I thought it would stop you, I'd tell you he was dead. But that wouldn't stop you, would it? You'd dig up some more records. You'd keep digging and digging and digging.
If you tell me he's dead, Ellen, if you tell me the boy died, I'll just walk out of here and you'll never see or hear from me again.
He's in school now. Nursery school. Come after 3, and you can see him. Can I go now?
Sure.
Ellen, you didn't tell me where you live.
716 West 4th Street.
You know, what really gripes me is that I was sucker enough to trust her. I should have known she'd give me a phony address.
Lieutenant, you saw her this morning with a full bag of groceries going into a housing project. Now, don't you think she knows you're going to put 2 and 2 together?
Why? Why give me the wrong address?
Well, maybe she hates you so much she'd like to see you sweat.
Okay. Okay, maybe I was wrong to think it could still work out between us. Whether it does or not, I'm going to see my son. If she wants me to sweat to find him, I will. If I have to ring every doorbell in that project.
The lieutenant wasn't far from wrong. There were over 2,000 families, most of them with young children. It was a bright, sunny morning, and we had already rung 24 doorbells. Less 24, of course, to go.
You wanted him to find you. In the back of your head, that's what you really wanted.
That's just not true.
It's true. You know it's true. He was a bum once. He ran out on you. But now he comes back with bars shining on his shoulder and everything's forgiven.
No, Stan, no.
He's Larry's father. Larry looks like him. You said it yourself. You never forgot that. You never let me forget it. No matter how we were together, you never let me forget that I wasn't Larry's father.
In heaven's name, what do you want from me? I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you and my son.
Your son. And his son, but not our son.
Why do you twist everything I say? I thought he'd never come back, but he is back, and I'm still married to him, and he's still Larry's father. I can't change that.
Well, you're married to me, too. In a church with witnesses and papers. You're married to me, too, little lady. They can put you in jail for this. You know it, don't you?
I know.
They'll say you're not fit to be a mother. They'll take Larry away from you, too.
I know that.
You know everything. And you wait here for me to take our kid away from us. Well, I don't wait for that. I don't wait for that.
I can't hide anymore, Stan. I'm tired of hiding.
Then you sit here and wait for them to catch up with you.
Where are you going?
They're not taking my kid from me.
Well, this isn't the way.
Not you, not him, not anyone. They're not taking my kid.
You know something? Just about everybody on this list is married. Doesn't seem to be any single people living here at all.
Your wife's not single.
Oh, come on, you know what I mean. If she's married again, without divorcing me...
We don't know that she has.
Well, I said if. If she's married. Now, that's bigamy, isn't it? She could go to jail. Well, now, what did you expect? You think I'd let my kid stay with a woman who's broken the law? Would any court in the country let her keep Larry if she's a bigamist?
I thought you just wanted to see the boy.
Oh, I did. This changes everything. If what I'm thinking is so, it changes everything.
Larry, come on.
Stan, Elsa, I can stand.
Larry, come on. Larry, come on.
For Pete's sake, Pop,
Hold it a second, Max.
Out of the way.
You're not going anywhere. Just let go of that kid.
Who are you?
Never mind that. Do as I say.
We just like to ask you a few questions.
You're not going anywhere.
Lieutenant!
You let him get away, huh?
He won't get far.
He better not, lady. That man kidnapped my son, and I'm holding you personally responsible.
Despite the lieutenant's fears, this was one kidnapping that was very easy to solve. The children in the playground knew the little boy naturally, and where he lived.
I told you, I'm not married to him.
Okay, Ellen, have it your way. You're not married to that guy. You're just boarding with him. You and our son.
That's all the more reason you should tell us where he is.
He ran off with our son, Ellen, like a madman. He's liable to hurt the boy, kill him. Now, can't you get that to your head?
Take it easy,
I will not take it easy. My son's in the hands of a raving lunatic. I take that pretty hard.
Your son's with the only person in the world who has a right to have him. You ran out on him before he was born. I left him on a doorstep. We both ran out on him. So don't tell me he's with a raving madman. He's with his father. And if I have any right to call myself Larry's mother, it's only because Stan was good enough and kind enough to make me his wife.
All right. You heard what she said. She just admitted that she's married to that guy.
I heard it.
She's committed a crime. She's a bigamist. Well, what do I have to do? Swear out a warrant myself? Make the arrest myself?
No. Why don't you just shoot her right now and get it over with?
Well, lady, if you won't, I will.
Leave it alone, Lieutenant. If you want to call someone, you go downstairs and make your call.
Who do you think you are?
I said downstairs, Lieutenant. Now, this is my case. You're here right now because I let you stay here. Now I'm telling you to get out.
You're not going to let her get away with it.
I'm handling this job the way I see fit, without interference, especially from you.
Thank you.
Well, it wasn't for your benefit. You're in a lot of trouble. You know that, don't you? The longer Stan stays away with that child, the worse it's going to get. It's bound to count against you when it comes up against a judge.
But I don't know where they are. I told you that.
You also told me you weren't married to Stan. You changed your mind about that.
I knew you'd find out sooner or later.
Well, we'll find Stan and Larry sooner or later.
But I don't know where they are. Now, that's the truth.
All right. I believe you.
Do I have to go with you?
No, you stay here and pray that Stan brings Larry back of his own free will, because that's about the only chance you've got. Well, I expected to see at least half the police force out here. Did you make your phone call?
No. Wait a minute. You think I'm pretty low, don't you?
I'm not a judge, Larry. I'm just a cop.
I was 22 when Elle and I got married. Oh, I had a wonderful job. Stock clerk, $40 a week. Marvelous. Then Elle became pregnant. Okay, I panicked. I ran away. The Army was just an excuse. Anything to get away, anything to... Well, I worked my way up. I got a future now. I'm going to make captain in 3 months. And I can care for a wife and child, and I want them back.
You said them?
Well, she doesn't love him. You saw him. He's old. She couldn't be in love with him.
You think she's going to go back to you?
We were both kids, and we made a mistake.
Well, who do you think ought to pay for it, Lieutenant? I'm just wondering who ought to pay for it. How to tell a 6-year-old boy that the man who loved him like a father was just filling in for a man who ran out on him. After sending out a pickup on Stan and Larry Jr., I went back to the project to wait. Somehow I had a hunch sooner or later he'd have to come back. I hoped it would be sooner.
Stan?
Yes.
Come on.
Never mind.
I'll get him into his pajamas.
I said never mind. I'll take care of it.
They were here looking for you, Larry and that policewoman.
I figured that. She was out front. I came up through the other entrance.
Stan? I've been thinking.
So have I.
If you still want to run away, I'd be willing.
No, yeah. That way we wouldn't have any chance at all.
That's the way I see it, too.
But we're not giving up. We're going to fight this thing. Well, what right has he got to come back after 5 years and just take over like nothing happened while he was away? There is ours. Yours and mine, Al, and we're going to keep him. We're going to put up such a fight. We've been waiting for you. We'll be just a minute.
Do you mind stepping over this way, ma'am? We're just going to take your fingerprints.
Oh, she hasn't done anything.
She's under suspicion of bigamy. We've got to have her fingerprints.
It's all right, Stan.
I don't see why you have to do that to her. I really don't see it at all.
It's only routine.
Well, she's not a criminal. You got no call treating her like one.
Now, look, Mr. Pappas, I didn't write the regulation.
Oh, why don't you take my fingerprints or his?
Mr. Pappas. Mr. Pappas, would you mind keeping it down? He can hear you.
Well, is he asleep?
No, he's not asleep, but he's quiet.
Maybe it would be better if you went in there and stayed with him if he falls asleep and wakes up in a strange
Oh, why can't we go home now? He's taking the fingerprints.
Well, I'm afraid it's not that simple. You see, the lieutenant here has decided to press charges. We could arrange bail, but at 2 o'clock in the morning, Well, I'll see what I can do.
Stan, you take Larry home.
No, I'm not going to let you stay here alone.
What are we going to do with her?
She's going to have to spend the rest of the night at women's detention.
Oh, look, isn't there any other way?
Casey, we have no facilities here.
I know,
Tomorrow morning she can get bail bond.
Even spending a few hours in jail.
Casey, what can we do?
All right. I'm afraid you're going to have to spend the balance of the night in the woman's house of detention.
No!
Wait a minute. You don't have to lock her up.
Well, it's nice of you to be concerned, Lieutenant, but I'm afraid it's a little late.
I'd like to make a statement. No, I think the sergeant should hear this, too.
Mommy, Daddy.
Charlie, would you go in there and see if you can amuse him?
Amuse him?
Well, just see what he wants, huh?
Then what?
Play your guitar. Maybe you'd like to hear some music.
Mr. Pappas, you wanted to make a statement?
Well, the fact of the matter is, when I married my wife, she used to shop in a grocery store, which I managed. And I got acquainted with her and her son, who was an infant at the time. The point I'm trying to make is that my wife was a girl of 19 at the time, and I was in my late 30s, never having married. And it could very well be that I took advantage of the fact that she was desperate for a home for herself and for a child. I never kidded myself that she was in love with me at the time.
Stan!
The point I'm trying to make is that these two young people might be ready now to make a decent marriage. I'm the second husband, and it seems to me that the simplest solution is to annul the second marriage.
No!
And then there's no bigamy, and no fingerprints, and no jails.
I want my mommy and daddy.
You go to him anyway. He didn't see me this way. Well, somebody's got to take care of that little boy. Certainly can't stay with his mother. You apparently don't want Mr. Pappas to take him home. So he's all yours, Lieutenant.
What, you want me to go in there?
Well, you're the father, aren't you?
Well, you see, the boy and I, we don't even know each other.
Oh. Yeah. Well, you should have thought of that before.
How are you, Larry?
Where's my mommy and daddy?
Right outside. Hey, that's a great little build you got there. Can I feel your muscle?
I want my daddy and mommy to take me home.
Oh, sure you do.
Now, I'm hungry.
Would you like a sandwich? Well, maybe we could go somewhere and have a sandwich together. How about that?
Daddy!
Hey.
Daddy, come here.
Now, what's all this fuss about? I thought I told you to take a nap.
I want him to go home. I'm hungry.
You're not hungry.
I am too.
You're just making a big nuisance of yourself. Boy, oh boy, listen to him play that guitar. He's really good, ain't he?
Is he a cop?
Sure, he's a cop.
Then what's he playing that music for?
To help put you to sleep.
He says he's hungry. Well, shouldn't somebody get him a sandwich or something?
He doesn't want to go to sleep. He's not really hungry.
Oh. Will he be all right now? Sergeant, I don't know how this figures legally, but, well, I can't, really, for me to take the boy. I can't hang around for any drawn-out custody suit, you know? My leave's up in a few days. I'm due back in Japan next week.
I'm afraid that'll have to be up to the court, Lieutenant.
Well, let's face it, Sergeant. No court in the world's going to force me to take the kid.
Ellen, I just can't do a thing with him. He won't go to sleep.
Mommy.
Lieutenant, as long as you're not going to press charges, would you mind if we sent the boy home in the custody of his mother and his father?
It's all right with me.
Thank you, Larry.
Lieutenant, I'm sorry I hit you.
So am I. You know, the funny thing is, I'd make a great husband and father.
Yeah. If only you had a wife and kid.
Sign here, Lieutenant. It's just a statement saying you're divorcing your wife and won't press charges. Thank you.
Lieutenant, I never did get a chance to ask you about all that fruit salad. Silver Star, Purple Heart. What's this?
Oh, good conduct medal.
Well, they don't know the half of it. It was a tough lesson for the lieutenant to learn. Almost as tough as the lesson his wife learned 5 years ago. You have to grow up with the family to be part of it. That means taking the good with the bad. You don't just pick one up, ready-made.
Important art dealers, where masterpieces of dead artists change hands for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Greenwich Village, where live artists eat their hearts out for pennies. This one's name was Jack Wilson. He wanted to be an artist, and nobody cared. Even if you're one of the great ones, like Vincent van Gogh. Van Gogh, the genius, who became violent and finally committed suicide. Because nobody cared.
Vincent, what's happening to me? Am I going out of my mind? You're Wilson, you fool! Wilson! Jack Wilson!
It's beautifully executed, Miss Dean, but I'm afraid it's a fake. I don't believe this was painted by Van Gogh.
But I've seen it in museums, reproduced in books.
You've seen the original, not this one.
I can't believe it.
Well, it almost fooled me, too, and I'm supposed to be the expert.
And it cost me $60,000.
How can you be sure that it's a copy?
Just a sense of it. You know, the way friends can tell the difference between identical twins.
Well, why don't we look at the X-ray and make sure?
Yes, they should be about ready. Now, course, the X-ray won't prove anything unless this has been painted over an earlier painting. Ah, yes. In the corner there. Salas.
Who?
Rudolph Salas. A mediocre painter, a contemporary of Van Gogh. Now, Van Gogh himself would hardly have painted over another man's canvas, but the copyist had to.
Why?
Well, any expert would spot new canvas in a minute. This canvas is authentically 60 years old, even if the painting isn't.
But that's incredible. Well, I bought paintings from Mr. Corso for over 20 years. A most reputable dealer.
Well, if I was fooled, Corso undoubtedly was, too. Maybe. Maybe not. We'd better have a little talk with him, Casey.
But what do you mean?
I mean, you've been taken for $60,000, Miss Dean. That may not be much to you, but it is to the Frauds Bureau.
Frauds? That's absurd. I'm sure Mr. Corso will return the money.
Well, there's more to it than just that, Miss Dean. You see, one masterpiece is missing. One fake has been made and sold. One that we know of. May have been others.
Our responsibility is to protect the general public, not only your $60,000. We've got to find the people who pull the job.
But Mr. Corso is a gentleman.
He is also our only lead. I'll have to ask for your cooperation, Miss Dean. If necessary, I'll have to insist on it. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Ransom? All right, Casey, what do you know about Van Gogh?
Van Gogh, Vincent, wasn't recognized as a genius till after his death, had fits of violence, deliberately cut off his own ear with a razor. They put him away after that, and he ended up a suicide.
I'm impressed.
Well, I saw the movie.
Good enough. You're appointed.
I'm appointed what?
The police department art expert. As of now.
I can count on your help, Mr. Ransom?
Yes, of course. But I think I should warn you, you're looking for a unique artist. A man with an uncanny gift. A gift of living so completely inside another man's skin that he could not only feel the very brushstrokes of another man's hand, but almost his pulse beat. A man living a double life, his own and Van Gogh's. A split personality, more than likely, and therefore...
Dangerous?
Yes, dangerous.
After squeezing a half a year's art appreciation course into 3 days, I was ready to tackle Mr. Corso. By the time I visited his gallery, there was very little about Van Gogh and his work that I didn't know, including the fact that the original had been loaned for exhibition in New York only once, 2 years ago. It could have been copied then, but that was long before it ever passed through Mr. Corso's hands. Well, it's pretty, but is it art? I'm Miss Dean's secretary. My appointment was for 3 o'clock.
Ah, yes, Miss Chalmers, I believe. Won't you sit down? It is neither pretty nor art.
Well, then why do you...
Why do I keep it on the wall? To sharpen my artistic appetite. It makes the ecstasy of looking at a masterpiece even more intense.
Masterpiece like a Van Gogh?
Ah, Van Gogh. Miss Dean has acquired a priceless possession. It was very hard to secure that Van Gogh for her. It had been in the Chateau François for 50 years. Is she happy with it?
Oh, yes. Yes, so much so that she'd like a copy made. She thought you might know of some artist who,
A copy? She has the original and she wants a copy?
Well, for her summer home in Southampton. She wouldn't risk moving the original, and, well, she thought she would like a copy if she could find a perfect one.
In art, a perfect copy is a contradiction in terms. Perfection lies only in the original into which the life and spirit of the artist have been poured.
Well, I know, but she thought you might know of some artist who...
I would not want to know an artist who would presume to copy a masterpiece. I do not associate with counterfeiters. Good afternoon, Miss Chalmers.
There he was again, staring at the painting he didn't like. But counterfeiters do exist, whether Mr. Corso associated with them or not. It was up to me to find one with the brush and the pulse of Van Gogh. I went down to Greenwich Village, to the annual outdoor art show. Painters, would-be painters, shoppers, tourists, more browsing than buying. It was like looking for a needle in a haystack. But even a needle can be found if it's there. A couple of days after I got started, I landed in the Ventura Bar. I'd located 6 artists who had made copies of Starry Night. None of them could have painted the one sold to Miss Dean.
Excuse me. The bartender told me that you might know of an artist who can make a copy of a Van Gogh.
I know dozens of them.
Look, I'm not looking for just a good copyist. I'm looking for a great one. One that could duplicate a Van Gogh so perfectly it would fool Van Gogh himself if he were alive.
Do you believe in reincarnation, lady?
Well, submerging yourself into someone else's personality isn't exactly reincarnation. I'm sure that there is such a man.
Well, I don't know any weirdos like that, miss. Present company accepted, of course.
Yeah. Well, I guess the man I'm looking for is pretty weird.
Wait a minute. There was this kid at the Art Student League's ball.
Yeah? What about him?
Nothing much, except he turned up wearing a bandage around his ear and then carrying a papier-mâché ear.
Oh, that sounds promising.
His name was Wilson. Jack Wilson. He lives over on Horatio Street down by the river. Or he used to.
Oh, is he a good painter?
I don't know. But he did a beautiful job with that ear.
Turn your head a little bit more to the right.
It hurts my neck. Anyway, it's my bad side.
Millie, please.
Well, it is. I mean, everybody's got one side that's better than another, even Marilyn Monroe. I was crazy to let you pose me this way. I'll probably look terrible.
Will you stop bothering me? I'm trying to work.
I'm not stopping you. I just want to see how I look.
Not till I finish it.
Oh, don't be so touchy.
I said no!
Let go of me.
You take your position.
Oh, no! That's not me. It doesn't look like me at all.
I'm not a photographer.
It doesn't look like anybody. You ought to have your eyes examined. Nobody could be that ugly.
It's not ugly. It's vibrant. It's alive.
If that's alive, it ought to be in a sideshow with the rest of the freaks.
Now, you get out of here.
And while you're at it, you better have your head examined, too. You're not
I
only
said get out.
Crazy.
Now, you get out.
Some painter. My kid sister can paint better than you.
Get out.
You better be careful if you're going to pose for him.
Well, you heard her.
Well, I'm not a model.
No?
I may be a customer.
Well, in that case, don't worry. I only rough up models, not customers. Who told you about me?
Oh, I saw your painting somewhere.
The art supply shop over on 6th Avenue?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He let me hang a couple of canvases in his window for a week or so.
Well, if you invite me in to see some of your paintings, I won't misunderstand.
You're invited.
Oh, you mind if I look around?
Help yourself. I've got to clean some brushes. By the way, I really don't rough up models. They're too hard to get on credit.
What was that all about? Not that it's any of my business.
Oh, Millie, she's a good kid. Except when she makes like an art critic. There's no state law that says everybody's got to like the way I paint. But I don't have to listen to their reasons.
Don't you like people?
Sure. But if you're really trying to say something on your canvas, trying to get to the heart of the subject, you've got to fight it through by yourself. You've got to be alone.
Even when you paint a portrait?
I see what you mean. But if you're serious about art, you've got to paint the world the way you see it and feel it. The artist who doesn't paint that way ought to throw his brushes away and buy himself a camera. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
I wish more people did. Sometimes I wonder if I'm not up in a tree somewhere painting for the birds.
This is interesting.
It is? Why?
Well, it has a certain intensity. It's like.
Like what?
It's like a self-portrait of Van Gogh. You know the one I mean?
No, I don't know. Anyway, it's not for sale.
What about this one? This has the same sort of quality. Look, I can't afford to pay very much.
Well, how much is very much?
Well, would $100 be all right? Look, I know that it's worth more than that.
Of course it is. You want me to frame it for you?
Oh, no. No, that's all right. I just as soon frame it myself.
You know, actually, it's a pretty fair price. Oh, thanks a lot, Miss...
Chalmers.
The first sale I've made in a long, long time.
Or maybe that'll bring you luck. You know, I might be able to get you a commission the way you paint.
A commission?
Well, that is, if you can do the kind of work that's required.
What's required? A portrait?
No. You see, the woman I work for owns a wonderful Van Gogh, and she wants a copy of it.
A copy? Oh, what do you think I am?
Well, lots of artists, made copies of masterpieces.
What makes you think that
I didn't mean that. It's just that you have such a wonderful style for Van Gogh.
I don't do copies, not anymore. You understand? If your boss wants a Wilson, bring her around. That's who I am. Wilson, Jack Wilson, not Vincent Van Gogh. I'm Wilson. Do you hear me?
I hear you. If you should change your mind, Mr. Wilson.
Not exactly. I want to take a look at what you've been doing lately.
Be my guest. It's all here. Practically.
Except for the canvas that Miss Chalmers just purchased.
How did you know?
Well, it was not a very involved deduction. She left carrying a canvas, unwrapped.
No, I mean, how did you know her name?
Successful art dealer makes it his business to know many people. Certainly Miss Dean's private secretary would be among them.
Who's Miss Dean?
Don't you know?
Never heard of her.
I thought perhaps you might.
Unless...
Unless what?
Does she own a Van Gogh?
Well, why do you ask?
$500 you paid me for copying The Starry Night kept the pot boiling for almost a year. I've never seen anything like that kind of money for a painting of my own.
Really? Well, now maybe we can do something about that. Your work has improved enormously.
You really think so?
I'm not usually given to idle flattery. Only...
Only what?
Yes, definitely. This man could have made the copy.
Well, if he did, he might be able to lead us to the man who paid him.
Unless it was his own idea.
Maybe. I don't think so. Oh, would you call Lieutenant Fletcher for me? Ask him to meet me here. I'll be back with Wilson in half an hour.
It was good enough to pass for an original.
That's not true.
You try to look like Van Gogh, to paint like Van
No.
Gogh. But you cannot imitate genius. You can only copy it, like some fantastic machine. That you can do brilliantly enough. Brilliantly enough to sell for $60,000.
That's fraud.
And you painted it. If this is ever known, if you are ever known, it will be only as the fraud who painted one canvas, the fake Van Gogh.
That's not true. I've painted hundreds of canvases.
You have painted just one thing. That's all you are. That's all you ever will be. The fraud who painted the fake Van Gogh. The fraud who painted the fake Van Gogh.
My life. My whole life.
And if this is ever known, if you are ever known, you are finished.
That's why you bought the painting. To analyze the brush strokes.
I told you I'm going to hang it in my apartment. Are you sure Mr. Corso didn't tell you where the original might be?
No. Never occurred to me to ask.
Are you telling me the truth?
Of course I am. Why would I lie to you?
I'm looking for a painting worth $60,000. For $60,000, a lot of people might lie.
You don't suspect me, do you?
I suspect everybody. Even a young idiot stupid enough to try and take his own life.
You don't understand.
I understand that a man must have a soul of his own. Not let it be destroyed by some smooth-talking art dealer. Those are the same boys that told Van Gogh that he had no talent.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking.
Oh, well, it's about time you started doing some thinking.
Of course, so ought to kill him.
Now, stop talking like a child. Are you sure that Corso didn't leave any hint of where the original might be?
I told you. He only said it was in the hands of someone who would truly appreciate it.
You didn't tell me that.
So what? Could be any one of a million people. A masterpiece like that, people would do anything to get a hold of it.
Somebody who would really appreciate it. All right, now you sit tight and behave yourself, and no more tricks with gas heaters.
Me? Too weak to move.
What do you think you're doing?
I was admiring your masterpiece.
That trash? I thought you had better taste. I must ask you to leave, Miss Chalmers.
My name isn't Chalmers, Mr. Corso. It's Jones. I'm a policewoman.
I don't care who you are. This is my private office. Get out.
You have a gun there, haven't you?
Did you write to my desk, too?
I'd stay away from there, Mr. Corso. I'm warning you.
Are you threatening me with that thing? You'll be dead before you could take 3 steps.
It's only a few steps to this painting, Mr. Corso. I could slash it to pieces before you got your hands on that gun.
No!
Well, you seem to value this little piece of trash more than you pretend, don't you?
Please be careful of that dagger.
Must I take this down and have it x-rayed? Or are you willing to tell me that under a couple of layers of paint and varnish is Van Gogh's original Starry Night?
Corso, I want to talk to you.
Jack, look out. He's got a gun. Hand me that gun, Jack. Now, don't try anything with Mr. Corso. If you do, you'll be painting prison pictures for 99 years. Now, hand it to me. Sit down, Mr. Corso. Jack, take that painting down, but be very careful of it. It's worth $60,000. Police headquarters. I still can't figure out what pleasure it gave you to have the original when you couldn't see it.
You wouldn't understand.
Jones, on arrest. Also the recovery of a stolen painting. The Corso Galleries on East 57th Street. Yeah. All right. You haven't answered my question.
I wanted it. Someday I would remove the mediocre painting that covered the masterpiece. And then I would really see those violent blues and greens. The tortured world. The cypress trees. Twisted in agony. The sky pressing down on the earth. The stars about to explode. And until that day, I could see it as I see it now. In my mind's eye. And until then, it would be mine. Mine alone. I knew you wouldn't understand.
Well, I think maybe I do. Do you, Jack?
Sure. This guy's nuts.
Fine, Mr. Corso. Let's answer a few questions.
You know, it really is a pretty great painting.
Even though Van Gogh painted it himself?
Well, thanks for everything, Miss Jones. I'll be seeing you. I have an important appointment.
With an art dealer?
With a barber.
Three people caught with the genius of a dead painter. A woman who could afford to buy it. A dealer who had to possess it. And a young painter who had to get it out of his system. Oh, and there's a fourth. I'm caught up with the fever, too. Get down to the next Van Gogh exhibit. You may be the fifth.
Tin Pan Alley and the hit record. And behind each one, a songwriter pushing, clawing. Success in Tin Pan Alley means a swank apartment, a lush life. For Chick Williams on Central Park South, there was a swank apartment, a lush life, and a hard death. The girl was in a hurry, a scared kind of hurry. She had a good reason. But she didn't know she left a record of her visit, a most unusual record.
You best beware. Take care, for if you love me, eventually you're bound to be all I touch.
It sounds interesting, Lieutenant. There might be something in it.
Might, Casey. Then again, there might not.
It's an odd-looking label. There's nothing on it.
Strange, all right. What'd you guess?
Not my line.
Well, this Chick Williams was a songwriter. Maybe he had it for sentimental reasons.
Why don't I try and find out?
Don't waste too much time with it. There's more promising ground to cover.
This is really quite a setup. Chick Williams had everything to live for.
Whoever shot him didn't think so. 6 bullets. That spells hate.
Doesn't fit with these testimonials. Listen to this. To Chick Williams for outstanding efforts in behalf of his fellow artists.
Are they all alike?
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Not much to go on. Take a look at these pinups.
That is quite a string. Rose, Betty, Anne, Francis. You're the Coliseum, Donna.
You're what?
That's from a song. You're the tops, you're the Coliseum.
Oh. You don't have to check every one of these women, Casey.
Oh. I thought maybe you'd let me run down this record.
Oh, come on, Casey. That's a screwy idea.
Anything on the gun?
It's a war souvenir, untraceable.
The lab boys through with this?
Yeah, they couldn't get much, though.
Chain smoker. Uses bright red lipstick.
Can't help. The lipstick's a popular brand.
Peculiar habit with the matches. Likes to twist the cover under. Well, a fancy drinker. What is this stuff?
Chartreuse.
Do you think that she might be the vocalist on this record?
All right, you win. I'll get Callahan to work on the pictures. And you can chase around with the record.
Thanks, Lieutenant. The big record dealers were very kind. They all tried to be helpful. But everywhere the answer was the same.
It's not a commercial recording. This could even be done in any well-equipped home lab.
Well, thanks for your cooperation.
Well, if you had a concrete idea, maybe I could help.
Well, the song may have been written by Chick Williams.
Oh. Well, then go to see Jerry Lynch. Any song that Chick calls, Jerry plays.
Thanks.
Hey, now. This will be Jerry Lynch signing off until midnight. Bye. Hi. Oh, hey, are you the policewoman who phoned me about a record?
Mm-hmm. Are you free now?
Yeah, I just finished the afternoon show.
Well, here's the record.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a demo.
A demo?
Yes, a demonstration record. See, unknown singers make them and send them on to agents and bookers. Anybody who can help them.
Well, would you play it, please?
Yeah. Anything to help.
All I touch seems destined to turn to dust.
Sure, I know it. By Harry Keenan.
I never heard it before.
Well, that's because it was never published.
Why not? It seems like a pretty catchy tune.
Well, it's a tight business. Harry doesn't have many connections. Hey, this doesn't mean trouble for Harry, does it?
Well, do you know him well?
Well, yeah, we were in on a little deal a few years back, when he was ghosting.
You mean songwriters have other men write their songs for them?
Surprised? You're square. It's part of the business. When a songwriter with a reputation gets tired, lazy, he gets a guy like Harry to knock out tunes for 10%.
Who did Harry Keenan ghost for?
One of the top writers, Chick Williams.
Chick Williams. Well, now, if this song was never published, then the singer must have gotten it from Harry Keenan personally.
On the rim of Tin Pan Alley, in the shadow of Radio City skyscrapers, was the apartment house where Harry Keenan lived. And he was the key to the vocalist on the demo record.
Door's open.
Harry Keenan?
That's me.
I'm from the police.
Oh, no. Not another complaint about playing the piano at night.
I'm making some inquiries about Chick Williams. I understand you had some dealings with him.
What's it all about?
He's dead.
Done up? What do you know?
It doesn't seem to upset you.
Maybe not. What do you want to know?
How far back since you've seen him?
I can't remember that far back. Long time since I wrote any songs for him. See, Chick and Jerry Lynch and me, we had a deal going.
Jerry Lynch?
He's a disc jockey. He got a cut for putting his weight behind the songs. My songs. Two guys getting fat. Off me.
Well, I can see how it would get a man down.
And Chick used his influence to keep me there.
They play pretty rough in your business, don't they?
There's not much room at the top. You wait for one of them to get knocked off his perch. If it's someone like Chick, it's a pleasure.
Can you tell me who his last girlfriend was?
He changed him too fast for me to keep up with.
I understand he was especially fond of singers.
He was especially fond of any girl, as long as she belonged to another guy.
Were you another guy?
Yeah. But there's a long list if you're going to talk to all of us.
I'm sorry, but I have to start somewhere. I wonder if you'd know the vocalist on this demo.
Where did you latch onto this?
Just play it.
Oh. I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't important.
It was one of your songs, I believe.
No song of mine. No, nobody ever cut any demos of my songs.
Uh-huh. Well, it must have been some mistake.
Probably. Sorry about this.
Now, don't worry about it. There are more ways than one to catch a thief. Or a murderer.
All I touch seems destined to turn to dust. Cold are the dreams that die in my hand. Why am I one of fate's unlucky children? With my castles building, killed in quicksand. All I touch will tumble, but touch I must. Love is a need the heart understands. You best beware, take care, for if you love me, eventually you're bound to be all I touch.
I saw your performance, and I felt I had to come back and meet you.
Oh, well, that was sweet of you. Do you think they like me?
Why shouldn't they?
Well, you know, opening night jitters and everything. Sit down. Sit down.
Do you always get jitters opening night?
Oh, no, yeah, sure. Doesn't everybody? Don't you?
Me?
Oh, aren't you in show business?
Oh, well, not exactly. But I've helped a lot of people in show business.
Would you care for a drink?
No, thanks. I think I'll have just a small one. After a show, it relaxes me. I can't get over that last song. It was the best one in the show.
All I touch. A friend of mine wrote it special for me. It's a great number.
What's his name?
Oh, you wouldn't know him. Harry Keenan.
Oh, I've met him. Have you?
He's just one of the best. All he needs is a break. Say, maybe you could help Harry.
Maybe. Have you always wanted to be a singer?
Yeah, since I was a kid.
Well, you sound like an old woman.
Well, when you go through the middle of this business, you get old in a hurry.
If you had to do it again, would you still be a singer?
If I had to do it all over again. Yeah. But I wouldn't make so many mistakes. Especially one.
That sounds like a man.
If you could call him that. He was going to do big things for me. Make me a star.
You fell for that?
When you want something that you feel is your life, you fall for everything. Well, he deserved what he got.
What happened to him?
You know, you're nice to talk to, but I've got to get some rest before the next show.
Yeah. Sure.
Hi. You are a doll. Wow. I almost didn't recognize you.
I'm not sure how to take that. You mind if I accept it as a compliment?
It was meant that way. Did you see Harry?
Yes, I saw him earlier today.
It was about the murder of Chick Williams, wasn't it?
I didn't say that.
I did. Came over the teletype.
Well, there are always a lot of suspects.
Well, there'll be very few mores.
I understand that Chick was a popular man in the music business, especially with you.
Well, I did business with him, but it doesn't mean I liked him.
Big business. You were quite a team, according to Harry and some of the other songwriters.
Honey, if I didn't deal with Chick, someone else would. That's the way the little old songs are sung. Well, you must have scared Harry off, otherwise he'd be here holding Sally's hand.
Do you always hold her hand?
No. No, Chick took care of that for a while. His favorite sport. That was what finished her.
Do you mind if I make a telephone call?
Harry, I'm so glad you're here.
How many times I tell you to lay off that sauce?
Upset, Harry. Real upset.
Upset about Chick, huh?
No.
You've been seeing Chick all along, huh?
No, I haven't.
Where's the demo you got?
I don't know.
I do. It was in Chick's apartment.
Harry, I went for you. I wanted to get your song published. I thought he'd do me a favor.
Did you think I wanted favors from him? Why did you have to kill him?
I didn't. He was dead when I got there.
You keep lying.
Oh, Harry.
All right, baby, just take it.
Oh, Harry. I need you.
I'm here, baby. We'll work something out. Yeah. I answered all your questions. What do you want now?
Well, I'm afraid Sally's going to have to answer a few down at police headquarters. Police?
Sally had nothing to do with it.
Well, maybe not, but she'll have to come down anyway.
You got it all wrong. I'm the one. I killed Chick.
Harry.
I tell you, I went to the apartment. I wanted him to plug my record. I was kind of all charged up. And Chick and I were alone. We fought over the demo. He didn't want to help me, so I shot him.
How many bullets did you use?
What difference does that make?
How many?
2.
Come on, Harry. You weren't even there. There were 6 bullets fired. It's a nice try.
How bad is it for Sally?
It's not in my hands.
Opening night, I was only able to get halfway through.
I'm sorry, Sally. You better get your coat.
Give her a break, huh? It means a lot to her.
No tricks? Okay.
There's the boy's last number. I'm on next.
Go on.
You don't have to prim. You look beautiful.
It's all makeup. I shouldn't have come out tonight.
It's better than staying home alone.
I suppose so.
Well, Mr. Lynch, aren't you doing your broadcast? It's almost midnight.
It's pre-recorded tonight. I don't have the show at all.
Oh. Well, that's a nice setup.
Oh, won't you join us? I'd like you to meet my wife, Margaret. This is a policewoman I was telling you about, Miss Jones.
Hello, too. I always thought being a disc jockey's wife would be very lonesome.
Whenever Jerry and I want to attend any special affairs, he just pre-records his program.
Well, that must be very convenient for you, Mrs. Lynch.
But it does give us lots of time together.
What kind of drink comes in that glass?
Chartreuse. It's the only thing I drink. Why don't you have Jerry order you one?
Maybe later. It's an interesting way to keep matches.
Yeah, she claims it's simpler.
She's right, especially if you're a chain smoker.
But I only take 1 or 2 puffs.
So I noticed.
Well, how's your case coming?
Oh, he's coming fine.
Don't tell me you solved it.
Mm-hmm. And in 10 hours. I'm taking it down to police headquarters as soon as she finishes his performance.
Sally?
You stay here.
She'll need help. I better go to her.
I don't believe it. Sally couldn't have done it.
Why not?
Well, because no woman would go back to him.
How do you know?
Because nobody knew him as much as I did. Nobody despised him as much.
You're wrong about that.
What do you mean?
Well, I was thinking about someone who walked into his apartment this afternoon. What's your guess, Jerry? Do you think he came expecting to see what he saw, or do you think he just happened by? I think he expected what he saw. I think he came prepared for what he saw. What do you think?
Yeah.
Must have been a real dreamy scene, huh? Soft music, low lights, a chick. Chick had a lot to offer, didn't he, Jerry?
Oh, yeah. He had a lot to offer, all right. Big double cross. He wasn't satisfied to go after just any woman. No, not him. You gotta go after the ones who belong to his friends. With only 6 bullets, it should have been 60.
All I touch will tumble, but touch I must. Love is a need the heart understands. You best beware. Take care, for if you love me,
you'll have to tell the story again at headquarters.
You're bound to be all I
Well, here's to many more bookings. How long are you going to be here? 4 weeks. And then what?
One thing at a time. Something will develop.
Well, I'm sure of that. I'll be listening for both of you. Thank you. Men like Chick Williams can destroy every human being they meet. Jerry Lynch thought he could play ball, and he has nothing but the past to live with. To Sally and Harry, Chick Williams is only a dim memory. Their eyes are on the future. Spring, the big city is always a mecca for thousands of tourists hoping for something to happen. And sometimes it does. Millie Baker, sales girl, and her aunt, Gladys Schreiner, a widow, both from Indiana. They'd been planning on this vacation a long time, and they had plenty of spending money. Exactly $125,000 worth.
So hot out here in the sun. I like it out here.
Sad? Go to sleep in a few minutes.
Benny, if you love me, get me out of the sun. Benny, I'm on fire! little leaves. They're so green. They're green.
I'm a policewoman, Millie.
What? Why?
Just routine. An accident case. According to the cabbie's passenger list, you were headed for the Statler Hilton. Was somebody going to meet you there?
Why do you have to know?
Well, $125,000 in cash is a lot of money to be carrying around. What were you doing with all that money, Millie? Who's Vinny? Maybe we can notify him for you. Millie? Millie? She's not really sleeping. Maybe she doesn't want to answer you. Hi, Lieutenant. Did you find out about the money?
Hot. Every green bit of it. Bank holdup in South Chicago. FBI just checked out the serial numbers a few minutes ago. Did you find out about the girl?
Nothing much. I'm not even sure she's going to pull through. I'm just going to go in and tackle the aunt.
If that's what she is.
You're right. Neither of them look the part.
So?
I've got an idea. Why don't we bluff it? Why don't we give the old lady the money and see what she does with it?
Okay. We're from the police, Mrs. Schreiner.
Oh?
Would you excuse us a minute, please?
Why, that's Millie's bag, isn't it?
I left the baggage downstairs with the boy. I thought maybe you'd like to look at your dispatch case.
Oh, yes, it's very valuable, you know.
You'll have to sign a receipt. It's the usual procedure in an accident case. Maybe you better check the contents.
The stamps are very valuable, you know.
There were no stamps in there, Mrs. Schreiner. Only money.
$125,000 of it. All stolen.
Who told you there were stamps in there?
This isn't Millie's case. Please take it.
It's her case, Mrs. Schreiner. And that's what was in it.
Who said there were stamps in it?
Vinny?
Vinny, huh? Is this his picture?
Vincent Mueller. It's the one Millie always carries. It's her favorite.
Your niece knew there was money in that bag. Mrs. Schreiner.
Millie, they said you were carrying money. It's got nothing to do with you. Just Vinny and me. Millie. Millie, how can you be a stranger to me? Millie, I raised you. I brought you and Vinny together. How can you both be strangers to me? Because we are.
I can't allow this. She mustn't get excited. Mrs. Schreiner, we have to leave her alone.
Millie! Strangers.
First, an all-points bulletin was put out for Vincent Mueller. Next, it was decided to check Gladys Schreiner into the Hotel Statler Hilton, in the faint hope that some lead to her niece's connections might show up. But I doubted they'd be around today. Mrs. Schreiner and Millie were supposed to check in yesterday, the day of the accident. The hotel had probably canceled their reservations by now. I was wrong. The hotel had been notified to extend the reservations for Mrs. Schreiner and niece an extra day. The only hitch was they were unable to say who would telephone them.
cooperate in any way.
As far as you knew, he was in the Stampers.
Only for the last 3 months. Seemed like a good idea. His job at the store was sort of an end-of-the-line position, and what with Vinny being not very smart or attractive, seemed like any move was a good move.
Didn't you say that you introduced him to your niece?
They seemed to suit each other. I know Millie like a book. Just let a clever man get close to her and she stutters and stammers like a teenager. People should be with people they're comfortable with.
I guess he's cleverer than you thought. Did you know he had a prison record? 2 arrests?
Prison record?
Answer it.
Hello? Who? Just a minute, please. It's for Millie.
Vincent Mueller? Hello? Who's this?
Friend of Vinny's. Was supposed to be here yesterday. So what happened?
Well, we had a slight accident in the cab coming, and the police, they kept us all day.
Trouble?
No, there's no trouble.
Okay. Now here it is. We'll meet you at 5:30 in the lobby of the Park South Hotel. Sharp.
Well, how will I know you?
Don't take a cab from the rank in front of your hotel. Go across the street and flag a cruiser. Safe.
Well, how will I know you?
I'll know you. Who's the old lady?
My aunt.
Look, you were a day late. Bring her.
Well, she doesn't know anything about this, and...
Then she'll find out. 5:30.
Who was it? I'll be back at 4. At the latest. Now, don't answer the phone. Or the door either. Whoever my caller was, he was watching the lobby. And it wouldn't be a good idea for him to catch Millie Baker sneaking off to see Millie Baker. Millie, didn't Vinny tell you the name of the man who was going to call you? Vinny? How much money were you supposed to bring with you? Now, what was the deal? Was it set, or were you supposed to bargain? Vinny. He took you, Millie. He got you involved in all of this. Why won't you cooperate? Look what he did to you. The only good thing that ever happened to me in my life. That's what he did to me. Vinny, they don't understand. They're strangers. All of them.
Hey. Sorry we couldn't get set up before. Next call that comes in will be ready.
It's 4:30, Lieutenant. I told her I'd be back a half hour ago. She's going to be nervous.
We can't take any chances. We're working in the dark. She wouldn't tell you how much to take along, huh?
Not a thing.
I will give you half of the money. The rest you keep in your room as bait.
Okay.
Let me have your gun.
Sure.
It's all right for a girl with a lot of money to carry a gun, but not a service revolver.
That's it?
Casey, this means a lot to the old lady. She may get hysterical, blow up. Stick close to her. Huh? Good luck. I'll be waiting for you at the Park South.
Okay. Even though Millie wouldn't help us, Aunt Gladys insisted on coming along. My blind date said it was safer to pick up a cruiser. Casey was watching, I had no intention of disobeying orders. Now that we were actually on our way, I felt better. We had most of the holes plugged. All I could do was pray that Mrs. Schreiner would keep her lips sealed and just play the part of the aunt. I had actually begun to enjoy the ride to the Park South to keep my blind date. Hey, driver, you're passing the Park South. Didn't you hear me? You passed our...
Relax, Toots. The meeting's been changed.
Hey, Lou, get rid of the cab. My name is Caloris, Phil Caloris. I own 2 ships and that little yacht, but I make a living, especially when the cargo is good. Hot money is the best cargo.
I thought we were supposed to meet at the Park South.
This bothers you?
I'm just not used to it, that's all.
I like it. It makes business fun. My motto is, as long as you can move around, why stand still? Get it? Got the money?
Half.
What do you mean, half?
Billy told me to be careful. How do I know you're the man?
She's got to write the check, Augie. Here are the serial numbers. Benny sent them to me. Go ahead, check.
Okay. They check.
Sure, they check. Now, about the rest of the money.
I'll bring it the next trip.
No.
Well, that's the way it's got to be.
No.
Hey, will you thief? You dirty thief.
There's no reason to call names like that.
Hi, Gladys.
I'm a legitimate businessman. I buy and sell goods. I also buy and sell money. Is there anything different about that? Is there anything dirty about that?
My aunt gets upset very easily, Mr. Cloris. She didn't mean anything. It's not very nice, grabbing ladies' purses.
You know something? I like you. You like her, Augie? I mean it. Let's go, Augie.
The 2 of you. Somebody ought to sweep you away like dirt. Dirt, Gladys.
Once more, lady. You call a name once more. Inside. I got 2 ships. What have you got?
May I have my gun back, please?
Trust me. Let's go, Augie. This is high-class art. The real thing like they got in the museum. You call this dirty?
It's a nice piece of work, Mr. Caloris. It belongs in a museum.
Belongs to me. It's mine. You don't think
We're going to talk business. Why don't we get started?
I like you. Direct. You like olives? The best.
Olives?
I import them. The best.
No, thanks. Look, let's get started, huh?
You know, you do great in Europe or South America.
How?
Well, for instance, let's say you bring a shipload in here and the papers ain't just right. You go to one guy, he tells you so much. You go to another guy, he says something else. You go to a third guy, and all of a sudden this week he's honest. You go crazy.
You mean it's different other places?
Sure. Over there, they got a fixed scale right up to the top. A fixed scale. You know exactly where you stand, just how much it'll cost. Clean, direct. Like you. Okay, let's do business.
You start.
Listen to your innocent niece, Andy. She knows all the tricks of bargaining. The whole bundle.
15 grand.
Well, you must be kidding. Come on, Ash.
Okay. Just remember, you ain't selling Grandma's jewels. 20 grand.
You have to do better than that.
How much did Vinny tell you to get?
That's my business.
$35 grand, take it or leave it.
It's a deal. I'll take $17,500 for the first half and bring the balance tomorrow.
Relax, Millie, relax. Where's the other half?
In my hotel room.
Give me the key.
Look, I have some personal things there. I'll get it for you. I'll bring it tomorrow.
We'll get it. Give me the key.
We haven't even had dinner or anything. I'll bring it to you tomorrow.
The money goes out tonight. How long do you think hot money can lay around without burning a hole? It goes at 10 tonight. That's when the ship sails. Now give me the key. The key.
Give him the key, Aunt Gladys.
Augie.
Lieutenant Anthony Sella. Give me a tracer on the call now coming into room 1743. Hurry, please. It's those guys that got Casey. Why would they be calling the old lady's room? Central? You trace that call? Where? LaGuardia Airport. All right, thanks. LaGuardia Airport? What? Wait a minute. Give me the police detail at LaGuardia Airport. I think Vincent Mueller has just arrived.
Whatever you do, don't let him get under your skin, Mrs. Schreiner. I'll try.
Hey, Millie. Come here. Show me what to do with these mushrooms.
Okay. Look at you, a big ox like you don't even know how to handle an omelet.
Omelets and ladies' I'm a sucker for both. What? I'll go see who it is. Hello, Vinny.
Where's Millie? What's happened? She was supposed to call me last night.
Hold your horses, Vinny.
But she's a day late. This morning she didn't call, so I grabbed the plane. She's not at the hotel. Where is she, Phil?
Relax. The cab had an accident yesterday with the lead. He's right in the kitchen.
Oh. Aunt Gladys. Didn't see you. Sorry you had to find out this way. You'll get over it.
You're not one bit sorry.
Look, I never expected you to understand. You never did, so why should you begin now? Millie?
Hello, Vinny.
Who are you?
What do you mean, who wished? That's Millie, ain't it?
Where's Millie? What'd you do with Millie?
What did you do with Millie? You never loved her, never. Now she's in the hospital dying.
You're lying. You're lying!
Ask her if you don't believe me. Ask her.
She's on the critical list, Vinny. There was a bad accident.
I don't believe it. It's not true.
I'll see you in jail for life. For life.
Millie, there's nothing. You understand?
All those times you came to the house, all those lies you told her.
No.
Phil, look. Augie's going to lead the police right back here. So don't try anything.
Think all he's going to say one word? All he's going to take his medicine like a man. The only cop that'll be here is here already, right in my hand. That's all I need in my life. Years of building. 2 ships of my own. You have to drag in 2 lousy amateurs. Get mixed up in cab accidents. Cops. A mess. Oh, Johnny, put Fats on. Get him.
Vinny, she loves you. She wouldn't tell me a thing when I questioned her. She loves you.
Fats, get the speedboat. 15 minutes. I'm going to have 2 for the bottom.
Vinny, she's on the critical list. You want to see her, don't you? He's not going to let you go, you know that. He's got murder plans for Gladys and me. Vinny, listen to me. My gun is in his jacket. I'll distract him. You get it. Vinny, she loves you. She needs you right now.
Yeah. I'll be in touch with you from over there. Okay. Vinny, ever been in the old country?
Phil, Millie's in a hospital. She needs me. I'm going to her.
Forget her. Want to walk into the hospital with 1,000,000 cops waiting for you? They're going to the bottom. You and I are shoving off the 10. You got 15 minutes to live. You want to go out the hard way, it's okay with me.
Put your hands up, Phil. I gotta go to her. She needs me. Nobody ever understood. Even her aunt here. 2 stupid people, she thought. Nothing will ever come of them. Well, I was going to show them. I was going to have money, and we were going to go places. Me and Billy.
I'll take you to her, Vinny. Only it'll be faster in a police car.
They think maybe, God, I'm stupid. Real stupid. To think that I was helping us. Robbing a bank. And all this. Real stupid.
Let's go, Vinny.
Funny thing about some people. It takes them such a long, long time to realize that you can't measure brains or love or anything by how much money a person has or doesn't have. Such a long, long time.
Any racetrack is potential for excitement, drama, but not all the excitement takes place when the horses are running. Sometimes there's excitement before the first bettor appears, behind the scenes, on the other side of those windows. But the pari-mutuel ticket sellers are getting ready for the first race. Thousands of dollars every day pass through the hands of these men. Men like Fred Dana, who usually is a cashier, but is filling in for one of the sellers who is ill today. But Dana's different from the other men here. Dana has ideas. Fred Dana, age 26. Profession, the fast buck. It's getting close to the time for the betting windows to open. And in comes the ticket paper to load the pari-mutuel machines. Special paper. Impossible for counterfeiters to duplicate. Carefully guarded. Carton of paper worth thousands of dollars in the wrong hands. Fred Dana's hands.
Well, Rafferty, I didn't break down and confess. I guess it must be up to you. Over $2,000 in counterfeit tickets passed at the track last week. You must be cleaning up.
You can go in now.
Don't worry about a thing, Rafferty. Rubber hoses don't hurt. It's just those thumb screws. You want to know what I was thinking while I was waiting to go in for the third degree?
No, not especially.
I was trying to figure out whether the girl made the uniform or the uniform made the girl.
Well, you keep working at it. Maybe in a year or two, you'll figure it all out.
Hey, you're okay. Listen, someday when you're not working your beat, come on out to the track. You pay me a call. You can always tell what window I'm working. The one with the longest line. My magnetic personality. But don't forget to take off your badge. I don't want to be scarred for life.
Are you tired?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got nothing out of them. $7,000 worth of counterfeit tickets in 3 weeks. As long as they got the paper, that could be just the beginning.
How can they counterfeit a ticket for a winning horse before the race is won?
Well, they don't. All they do is print up tickets on all the horses, and then they cash in the winning ones. Oh, you finished the chart.
Yeah.
Get anywhere?
Oh, I think maybe a lead.
All right, let's have it.
Well, here are the schedules of all the cashiers showing which window they worked at which date for the past month. Apparently they change around a lot. You know, $2 window, 5, 10, 50, 100.
Yeah, check.
Okay, now I've circled in red the dates in which counterfeit tickets were passed.
I'm with you.
Well, now here's what interests me. This cashier, Fred Dana. On April 15th, Fred Dana was on the $10 window, when $10 counterfeit tickets were passed. On April 23rd, he was on the $5 window, when $5 counterfeit tickets were passed. The same the next 2 times.
Well, it could be just a coincidence, of course.
Could be.
You want to take a flyer at it?
Yeah. I kind of like to get out of this office and try my luck at the track. $2 $10 tickets on number 4.
You're in the wrong line, lady. We cash tickets here, not sell them. Go on up to my... Well, look who's here. The finest of New York's finest. You accepted my invitation, huh?
My day off, I decided to try my luck.
Too bad tomorrow's my day off instead of today. I'll pick a few winners for you.
I have an early shift tomorrow. I can get here at 3. I like winners.
Honey, you just picked yourself one right now.
care, don't you?
Well, I'm making money, honey. What's more important than money? That's what gets you where you want to go.
Where's that?
To the top.
Top of what?
The heap. You know, I've been everything from a spieler in a carny to a short order cook. Sure. But I'm on my way now. The old bog, that's the answer.
I know what you mean. I like it myself.
What are you doing being a lady cop?
Oh, there are always ways of picking up extra money.
Like what?
Oh, like taking a percentage of your take from the counterfeit ticket racket.
What?
You heard me. A cut.
You?
I'm interested in money, too. Are you surprised?
Oh. Boy, I couldn't be more if the Statue of Liberty dropped her torch.
Well, I'm full of surprises.
You really think I've got something to do with this counterfeit ticket business?
Oh, no, I don't think it. I know it. You see, I made out a chart. And you happen to be at the right window every time a counterfeit ticket was passed. I haven't turned it in to anybody yet.
But you will.
That's right.
Unless I kick in, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Put in the fix. Well, what do you know? You mean behind all that class, you're just another operator out for a fast buck?
Look, don't complain. I'm doing you a big favor. I'm only asking for a little one.
Well, you're wasting your time. I don't know from nothing about this, what is it, counterfeit ticket business, something?
Well, you have it your own way. I'll tell you what. Tomorrow afternoon at 5:30, I'll meet you at the bar, Chung Lo's, on West 50th. If you're not there, well, then I'll turn in my information.
You're going to be awful lonely all by yourself with all that chop suey.
Don't you worry about me. I'll see you tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after that, at headquarters. Excuse me?
I didn't like the idea of you being here alone today.
I didn't think you would.
Now, look, sweetheart. I didn't come here today because of that jazz you gave me yesterday.
Why did you come?
Well, I figured, if you really want to make some dough, I'll put you in touch with a guy who can do you some good.
What kind of good?
Kind we're both interested in. This guy's a big operator. At least he was. And he will be again. He's the type of guy that if you play along with him, he gets you right to the
top.
Maybe we'll both meet there. You want to meet him?
Sure. What have I got to lose?
Hey, Harry. Come on over. This is Harry Bates. Sit down, Harry.
You're on the police force, huh?
Yes, that's right.
The name Harry Bates don't mean nothing to you?
No, I don't think so.
Hey, you're too young. Those were the good days. I was Duke Malone's right hand when Duke was head man. After his accident, I had to disappear. But now I'm back, building my own organization. Maybe we could use a girl like you in my organization, if you're smart.
Well, I'm smart enough to know I'd like to be in on that phony ticket racket. Didn't he tell you?
Yeah, he told me. You've got some wrong ideas about my organization. I'm just a promoter. Deals. All kinds. Real estate, trucking. I even own a fighter, Sailor Jack Kohler. You ever hear of him?
No.
Good man. We're going to build him. One little trouble. He's got a record. Would be kind of nice if that record could just sort of disappear from the main files downtown. Well, it's been very nice talking to you. Like I said, maybe my organization could use a girl like you, if you're smart. If you want to get in touch with me, here's my address. You coming, Freddie?
Yeah, Harry. I'll be seeing you, honey. Or will I?
Hello.
I didn't expect to see you.
Well, I told you I was full of surprises.
Well, glad to see you.
Hello, Mr. Bates.
Make it Harry. Sally, you know who this lady is? She's a cop. Yeah, no kidding. Sailors like me don't have no love for cops, do you, Sailor? But I think we're going to like this one. Did you bring something for me? Yeah, you got it all, huh? That's pretty good. Look, Sailor, your whole record. Mug shots, fingerprints, even the report from the psychiatrist about you. That's good. Frankie, get that gadget out of the top drawer of the file that I bought the other day. I want you to try it out. Okay, Sailor, you can go now. I said my organization could use you if you're smart. Now I know you are. Yeah. Here's a couple of $100 just for a starter. But go ahead, take it.
What was that for?
A sentimental gesture. A picture of you taking money from me. You might call it an insurance picture. Insurance in case you ever get any funny ideas.
Think of everything, don't you?
That's right, sweetheart. They never laid a finger on me. Why? No evidence. Okay, sweetheart, you keep in touch with me. I'm going to use you a lot.
Mr. Bates, you have the wrong idea if you think I'm interested in running errands for small change. Like this.
You wait a minute. You wait till I tell you to go.
I guess I got the wrong idea. I thought you were a big operator.
Don't worry, sweetheart. I'm big.
Then what happened at the track operation?
Didn't you hear that place where you work the heat's on?
Yeah, I heard. You see, that's what I'm talking about. They call in the cashiers and they question them, and then they're pretty sure that nothing's going to happen for a while. You see, this is the time that 10, 15, 20,000 in counterfeit tickets should be passed out there, spread over 3 or 4 races. You could clear $30,000 or $40,000 in one afternoon, and then call it quits.
Too many tickets for one man to pass.
But that one day, you use 3 or 4 shills to cash them.
Where are you going to get shills you can trust with that kind of money? Or that kind of information?
I'll guarantee the people I get for you.
Why?
Because I know 4 or 5 people that I've got something on. They try anything funny, they get picked up. Fast. You see, Mr. Bates, all you have to do is supply the tickets. I'll do the rest. For a straight 10% take.
Lady, you got yourself a deal.
Well, that's the kind of talk I like to hear. I got the message you wanted to see me.
Yeah. Sit down.
Thanks.
Look, maybe I got rocks in my head, but I want to talk to you. Something I gotta say.
What?
Get out. Get out before it's too late.
What kind of an act is that supposed to be?
What do you mean act? This is no act. I'm trying to tell you something.
Something that Bates thought would be a good idea to tell me. Find out whether I could be trusted or not. Well, you tell Bates for me that
Bates, he's got nothing to do with this.
Then why are you so anxious for me to get out?
Well, I don't like to see somebody like you backed up against a wall. You're only kidding yourself.
Kidding myself?
Yeah, sure, I know you got your eye on that green stuff, but you're in the wrong league. Look, once Bates gets a hold of you, he'll hang on to you till you're no good to him or anybody else. Not even to yourself.
I don't get it. Why is Bates so bad for me and so good for you?
Oh, well, that's different. It's different. I'm just a bomb out for a fast buck. I always have been, always will be.
You don't think much of yourself, do you?
No. I'm what you might call a realist. I know what the score is. A guy like me's got to cut corners. I gotta play along with a fella like Bates if I'm ever gonna be somebody. But you're somebody already. Dame like you don't need Bates. You could marry some great guy. Any guy in his right mind want to marry you. Could buy a house like you see in the ads with the flowers and kids and stuff. That's for you.
That's what you think is for me. But you don't know. I know what I want, and I know how to play it. It's something everybody has to decide for himself.
Look, I'll get that picture back for you, and I'll get that fighter's record, and you can put it all back in the files. Everything will be all right.
Thanks, but if I want any favors, I'll ask you for them. You know, maybe you're kidding yourself. Maybe you better find out if you like Bates and the whole setup. And if you don't, get out. There's one thing I know you're wrong about. You're somebody already.
Well, I just caught Sonny Boy trying to steal this little Valentine you asked for.
I didn't ask for it. Or anything else.
I told you she's
Shut
not
up.
nothing.
You didn't want Sonny Boy to take this picture and sell his record back for you?
If I didn't want you to have that record, I wouldn't have brought it to you in the first place. If I didn't want to be in on this deal, I wouldn't be here now. Don't blame me for what goes on in his mind. That's his business.
Yeah. What does go on up there, Sonny Boy? Getting ideas, huh? You thought if you surprised Sweetheart with this stuff, she'd get cozy with you, huh? Huh? Answer me.
No.
I think yes. You thought you could make time with her. You, that's a laugh. Those kind of ideas need knocking out of that thick head of yours. I ought to throw you out of here. That's what I ought to do. But maybe you learned your lesson. Do you think you learned your lesson? Do you?
Yeah.
You look at me when you talk to me. Now, what was your answer?
I said yes.
You can let him go, Frank. Okay, sweetheart. What's the good word?
Well, they're laying off the track till they get a lead.
Uh-huh. Just like you said.
So I've set it up for tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I've got 3 shills ready to cash in the tickets. All you have to do is get the tickets to me.
Okay.
I can pick them up where you print them.
I tell you where to pick them up. You don't tell me.
Sure, anything you say.
You just have your shills ready at the $50 window right after the third race.
They'll be there.
Frankie's had trouble with those track cops, Sonny Boy, so I want you along to back me up. In case anything goes wrong.
What can go wrong? There's nothing to worry about.
Just in case. I try to think of everything. Remember that. Everything set?
All set. Those 3 men are going to pass the tickets.
Oh, those are the shills, huh? Tell me about them.
What do you mean?
I want to know what you've got on each one of them. I'd just like to know those things. Any objections?
No, but I...
Well, then, what have you got on the 2 men who are talking together?
Well, one of them is a fence for stolen auto parts. The other one's wanted for robbery in Delaware.
And how about the fellow by himself?
He runs a protection racket in the Bronx.
The Bronx, huh?
That's his territory. Satisfied?
Yeah.
Well, you better give me the tickets so we can get started.
Sonny Boy's got them. Now, you wait for me in this corridor right around here. I don't want to handle him out here in the open.
All right, but we don't have much time before the race.
I'll worry about that. I want to check those shills. They might be phonies. Cops. Well, it don't hurt to check. Now, you go over to that one reading the paper. Ask him what part of town he works. Play it cool. If he don't say the Bronx, we know somebody's lying. You tell him we're skipping the 4th race. Go ahead.
The lady friend said not to worry if there's a wait.
Okay.
Say, haven't I seen you around somewhere? I think she said you work some territory over in Queens, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Queens.
Oh. That's funny. I thought I'd seen you in the Bronx.
No, Queens.
Oh. All right. Well, like I was saying, there's going to be some delay, so we're skipping the 4th. She said for you to wait here.
Okay.
What's taking so long?
Never mind. Oh, what's the word?
You were right. We're skipping the 4th.
We're skipping the 4th. Why?
Because those shills are cops.
Well, that's a laugh.
I smelled it, you dirty little double-crossing...
You smelled it. I had her picked right from the start. Come on, sweetheart. Let's see what you have in your hand. Come on, come on.
I'll take care of that.
I'll handle this. Must have been pretty funny that day. Me sitting there trying to get you to go straight.
Oh, come on, can the chatter. We're walking right out of here, the 3 of us. Give her bag. So she can't go back there and talk to those friends of hers. You were always so interested in where the tickets were, weren't you, sweetheart? Well, there won't be a ticket on me by the time we get to the gate. That's your evidence. All right, come on, sonny boy. Well, come on. This is no time to wait around.
You're going in the wrong direction.
What are you talking about? Those cops are out there.
What I'm talking about is that you're going in the wrong direction.
What's eating you, sonny boy? We're going out the way I say.
No, we're not.
Listen, you punk, I don't want no trouble from you. Give me that gun. Come on, give me the gun.
Get your hand back, Harry. You'll lose a couple of fingers.
Come on, sonny. You come with me and I'll make you into something big. You go out there and you're just another punk with a record.
Yeah, I know. Tell me something. Did you decide to play this straight because of what I said that day?
No. I always played it straight. Give me that. I'll just keep these. For a souvenir.
I talked to you about going straight, and I end up there. Kind of funny, huh?
No. I think you always wanted to be straight. I think you just found it out.
Let's go, Harry. I'm gonna give you a tip. You know why you never fooled me?
Why?
Because you can't hide class.
Oh, I don't know. You did a pretty good job on yourself for quite a while.
Come on, Dick Tracy, let's blow this joint. You can't win. So long.
Fred liked the word class. To him, it had to do with the way someone spoke or looked. But to me, making a decision as tough as the one that Fred made and sticking by it, no matter what, well, that's class. think I've got something in my eye. Oh, now, come on. What's the matter? Did you have a rough day? I made an arrest. My first. That's always rough. It was easy. Too easy. A kid, 16 years old. I caught her swiping a pen and pencil set from one of the souvenir places. A nice-looking kid. She started to cry and begged me to give her another chance. I feel like a heel. How long have you been on the force, Jeannie? About a month? 3 weeks tomorrow. Well, this happens to all of us. We get over it. Maybe I'll be the one who won't. That's what I thought 5 years ago. It was right here. Right here at Coney when I made my first arrest. It was right here. 5 years ago. My first assignment. We had a tip that a fence, a dealer in stolen goods, was operating somewhere on the Midway. My plan was to get a job. There was one possibility left. A job that required more nerve than skill.
From the far-off lands of mystic Persia, from the palace of 1,000 delights, come these exotic enchantresses of the East, whose sensuous and curvaceous movements have never before been seen by anyone outside the guarded walls of the Rajah's harem. And on the inside, friends, you're going to see the dance of the 12 forbidden delights. Plus 53, friend, 53 of the most unusual entertainment values you've ever seen under one roof. How much? For 35 little pennies, that's all. 35.
Oh, what a movement. Who is she, Willie?
Who's who?
The new shimmy dancer.
They got a new one?
Oh, come on, man. Don't tell me you haven't seen her yet.
What? What's so special about her?
You kidding, man? This dame's got everything. Man, what a way to get a heart playing.
Hey, Benny, pardon me for not drooling. When you lived around carnivals as long as I have, that kind of a dame is no novelty.
You couldn't get the first base with that kind of merchandise.
Not only could I get the first base, I could knock one right out of the ballpark. For a pennant if I wanted to.
But you don't want to.
All right, my friends, now let's feast your hungry eyes on these voluptuous ladies from the harem. Pelvic purveyor of pyramid passions, who has just returned from the
Right.
Look, Willie, maybe a little wager, let's say like 2-to-1 odds might induce you to step up to the batter's box, huh?
Okay. It's a bet. All right, wise guy, $40.
All right, 40.
Hey, I'll hold the bet. Okay. I don't want you to holler later that you got chipped.
And you'll be thrilled beyond compare. There you are, friend. You're a smart man. You'll never forget. No, kid. You'll never forget having this hour of delight. How you doing, buddy?
Charlie, who's the new wiggler?
Name is Myra Collins. Just started the days to work in some joints on Barbecue Place over in Jersey.
Oh, Charlie, do me a favor, will you?
Sure.
Tell her I'd like to talk to her.
Well, sure.
You want to see me?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to tell you how much I liked your dance. That's great stuff.
Oh, good, huh?
Yeah, it's real good. My name is Willie Graff. I run a shooting gallery over there. Anytime you want to drop in, take a few shots on the house.
Sure it's all right?
Oh, sure. That stuff only cost me a penny, $100. Hey, Charlie tells me you're from the burlesque.
Yeah, I used to be a star attraction. Until the place was raided.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, well, so here I am at Coney.
Yeah, Coney. Well, Coney's not so bad. I've been here 11 years, you know. Anything I can do for you, just holler, huh?
Do you really mean that?
Yeah.
Well, there is one thing. You see, I want to get a coat, and I want to buy it. A good one. Cheap.
Coat?
I know a discount house
No, Willie,
King's
you don't understand. The kind of coat I want to buy, you don't get at a discount house.
Oh, a fur coat.
Yeah. Mink.
Quite an order.
Well, I'm not particular where it comes from. I mean, well, you know what I mean?
Sure. I'll ask around.
Okay. You do that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my music. I gotta go back to work.
Okay, buddy boy, let's have it. Your old pal Will just belted another one right out of the ballpark.
Oh, no, not yet.
A money transaction. It looks suspicious. When you're fresh out of the police academy, everything does. Willie locked up early that day. I had an hour before my next show. I decided to follow him. That looked like enough to put Willie away for the rest of his life. I decided to call Lieutenant Harding and arrange for a rendezvous. I think I found the fence. A man by the name of Willie Graff. He runs a shooting gallery off the Midway.
How do you know it's him?
Well, he approached me today in a very suspicious manner. I followed him in an alley to Beach Street, where he picked up a package, which I'm sure contains stolen property. Now, if you send me a cover, I'm sure that we can make an arrest.
Oh, slow down, girl. Slow down. What makes you so sure it was stolen property?
Oh, well, everything points to it. The secret way they met is as if they were trying to hide something. And they both look like criminal types to me.
You mean like the gravel pit murderer?
Lieutenant, this is no time to be funny.
Look, this may come as something of a shock to you, Jones, but before we can make an arrest, we need something more than intuition. Something called evidence. Now find me one piece of stolen property in Willie's possession and we're in business. Not before.
Yes, sir.
Don't be discouraged, Jones. For a first assignment, you're doing real well. That job you got showed a lot of imagination.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, Casey. Stick with it for a couple of days. You'll come up with something. Have you got a cover address?
Oh, yeah. I took a small flat in a roomy house near Steeplechase on Beach Street. The number is... I'll keep in touch. Who is it?
It's me, Willie Graff. Hi. Can I come in? I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Nice place you got. Front view.
What about the coat, Willie?
Oh, yeah, the coat. That's what I came up here to talk about it.
Well, I'm listening, Willie.
Before we talk about the coat, would you do me a favor?
What kind of a favor?
Well, would you just stand over by the window next to me? Just for a second.
What for?
Well, it's just like it's a favor. I mean, just come on, humor me.
I think you better get out of here, Willie.
No. I'll tell you. Close the door. There's a friend of mine downstairs.
I told him you invited me here for supper, just you and me, and he's waiting to see if it's on the level. Take a look. It all started when you were dancing on the Midway. Well, I told him I could. He said that I couldn't. Well, around Coney, all those guys do a lot of bragging about. Well, what I mean is that if you don't keep up with the gab, well, they just got no respect for you.
If you wanted a date, why didn't you ask for one?
Well, I figured a girl like you would already have a guy, maybe two. You do, don't you?
Huh? Friend's waiting, Willie. I guess that fixed his wagon.
Yeah, I guess it did. I guess I can go now. Thanks a lot.
Willie,
Yeah?
what about the coat?
Oh yeah, the coat. What size do you take?
10.
10. Okay.
Do you have one, Willie?
Have what?
The coat.
No, I just wanted to know what size you took in case I do get one.
Willie, you won't forget.
Oh, never. Never.
I was sure that Willie was the fence. 5 years ago, I was sure about a lot of things. Takes experience to doubt. It wasn't hard for me to keep my eyes on Willie. His were usually on me.
Hey, Willie! Hey, Willie! Hey, Willie! Package for you, Willie! Hey, Willie! Hey, boy, Willie!
I could imagine what was in that package. Stolen jewelry, clothing, maybe one mink coat, size 10. Thanks a lot, Willie, for driving me home.
Oh, I was thinking of taking tomorrow off, Myra. I thought maybe you and me could go to the Albee and see a double feature.
I don't think so, Willie.
Myra, are you sore about something?
Well, for 3 days I've been trying to buy a mink coat. You were the guy who's supposed to have all the contacts, know all the ropes.
Well, I've been trying to get you a coat, Myra. I'm still trying.
Well, trying won't put that coat on my back.
I've got something else for you.
What?
I wasn't going to give it to you till tomorrow night, but here.
Wow.
You like it?
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. Oh, that must have cost a fortune.
Yeah? Somebody, not me.
Where'd you get it, Willie?
From a certain party.
I'd like to meet that certain party.
Tomorrow night?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tomorrow night. Every rookie looks forward to her first arrest with a mixture of fear and excitement. I was hoping I wouldn't have to use the gun.
Hello, Myra. I'd like you to meet my mother.
I do.
How do you do?
Willie's told me a lot about you, dear.
Oh, won't you sit down?
No. This is for me. Straight back chair. You sit down, dear. Sit down, Willie.
Yes.
Can I get you a cup of tea or something?
No, don't bother. Oh, I'm in a fortune-telling booth, you know, up at the other end of the boardwalk. You know, palm reading, tea leaves, all that sort of thing. Oh, don't worry, I don't fall for that sort of stuff. It's strictly a gimmick to rake in the coin. I tell people good news. Makes them happy.
Mom's best in the business.
Willie tells me that you're sort of a dancer.
Yeah, sorta.
I have a niece out on the West Coast does strip. Maisie Dawn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard her.
Ever been married, dear?
No.
Ma, you said you wouldn't ask any questions.
Oh, now, don't worry, Willie. That's what a mother's for. Well, I can see you're a good housekeeper.
Thanks.
You like kids?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
It's a good boy, Willie. Stupid, but good. I want you to be good to him as long as you're wearing that necklace.
Oh, Mom.
This is yours.
Well, his father gave it to me over 35 years ago. A very extravagant man. I made him show me the receipt to make sure it wasn't heisted. I like her, Willie.
I told you you would.
Why she goes for a dope like you, I'll never know.
Hey, whose side are you on anyhow?
Oh, well, right now all I know is that I'm on the wrong end of the boardwalk. I better get moving. The lambs are waiting to be fleeced.
Come in.
I thought you were going to make an arrest.
The necklace wasn't stolen, Lieutenant. It belongs to Willie's mother.
His mother?
A gift to her future daughter-in-law.
You?
Oh, fine policewoman I turned out to be. 4 days on the taxpayers' money, and what do I find? No fence, no stolen property. Just a guy with a mother.
We all have them, Casey.
Oh, I was so sure he was guilty, so sure.
Yes, I know. The criminal type.
Well, I guess I can always go back to directing school children across the street. I'll write the report and I'll turn it in tomorrow morning.
You quitting the case?
Quitting? I assumed you were taking me off.
Don't assume. You were wrong about Willie, so what? I've been wrong 100 times. The important thing is you were trying. Now, out there in Coney is the guilty man. If it isn't Willie, it's somebody else. You can quit the case, or you can go back out there and find him. It's up to you.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
He turns around and runs right back to the stable, see? He gets there, the guy says, "What's happening?" He says, "I was so embarrassed I couldn't run."
Hey, somebody tell a joke?
Joke.
Hey, Myra, how about some coffee?
No, thanks. I just had some with Benny.
With Benny, huh?
Anything wrong with that, Willie? Come on, honey.
Willie, stop it!
Must have got up on the wrong side of Prospect Park, Willie. I'll see you later, Myra.
So long, Benny.
What did he mean? I'll see you later.
Later, Willie. That means after now and before tomorrow.
I know what that means. You got a date with him, huh?
Well, what if I have?
Well, it's just that I thought that we had an understanding, Myra.
Maybe you did, Willie. I think you better give this back to your mother.
I don't get it, Myra. I don't get it. Did I do something wrong? I thought after you spoke to Mom that... Well, I've been looking at apartments.
I'm sorry, Willie.
Okay, Myra. I get it. Myra,
What is it?
come over for a second. For a favor. You'll see. You'll see. Now, one little second. Myra, it's not all mink, but it's got a beautiful mink collar and mink cuffs, and it's a wonderful quality wool. I mean, just look at the label.
Willie, where did you get this?
A fella brought it to me.
Brought it to you?
Yeah, they bring me things. I sell them. It's a sort of a sideline with me.
Stolen things?
Well, I don't ask too many questions. Can you use a toaster? I got a beautiful automatic toaster.
Willie, why didn't you ever tell me about this?
I don't know. It's such small stuff.
Would you excuse me for just a minute? You wait for me, huh?
Harding, burglary.
Lieutenant, this is Policewoman Jones. I found the fence.
Oh.
It was Willie, after all.
Well, congratulations, Jones.
Yeah. Well, you see, it's not as simple as that. I mean, making the arrest.
You mean Willie got away?
Oh, no, he's waiting for me.
He is?
Huh?
Well, you got your gun?
Yes, sir.
Got your handcuffs?
Yes, sir.
Well, don't keep him waiting, Jones.
Yeah. Willie.
I'll be with you in a second, sweetie.
Willie, I'm a policewoman.
Yeah, I'll be with you in 1 minute. What? What did you say?
I said I'm a policewoman and I have to place you under arrest.
That's a joke.
No, that's no joke.
A policewoman?
Mm-hmm.
Then going out with me, that was part of your work.
That's right.
Then you were never really interested in me.
No.
Well, if you were never really interested in me, then you you never really turned me down.
No, I didn't.
Oh, Myra, I feel an awful lot better.
So do I. Come on, Willie. We have to go now.
Hey, Willie, where you going?
On vacation.
In the summertime?
Yeah. What's wrong with that? Well, that was my first arrest. For a long time, I wondered whether I was too soft to become a policewoman, but I got over it. Holy smoke, look at the time. I've got to get to the magistrate's court and sign a complaint. I've got another hour on duty. I'll see you tomorrow, Jeannie. Bye, Casey. I'll be all right now. That's how they all are when they start. Eager to make good. Lots of doubts. 5 years ago, I would have done anything to break a case. I would have jumped from a moving car. I would have done a hoochie-coochie dance at a sideshow. The more exciting it was, the better I liked it.
I guess I haven't changed much.
Central Park West is one of the city's showplaces. But around the corner, just a few feet away, what the city fathers call a depressed area, a girl I knew lived here, a girl I had arrested. She was out on probation today. Officially, I had no jurisdiction. I was off duty. But I wanted to stop by and say, welcome home.
Mrs. Kramer. Elsa, I just came by to welcome you. What happened? I'm getting out of here. Elsa, okay, he's dead. I killed him. And now you know. Elsa!
Stop it, Elsa.
It was an accident.
Would have killed Mom.
I told you it was an accident.
Came home drunk. And he started pushing you around, and then he started calling Elsa all sorts of names. And he slapped Elsa in the face, and Elsa grabbed the gun from the table. Right?
Yes, that's right.
A minute ago, you said the gun was right in his holster.
I said it was an accident. She was only trying to frighten him, to stop him from beating me. I don't remember where the gun was. Made him feel important, that gun. He was a night watchman when he was sober enough to hold down a job. But he had a gun, and it made him feel important. Now he's dead. His important gun killed him.
We're not going to get a straight story out of him now. But I know this family and the man that was killed. He made a habit of beating them up.
Okay. Let's buy their story. Kramer came home drunk. He started pushing his wife around, then he took off after Elsa. She grabbed a gun in self-defense. Her father kept coming on. She fired. Pure case of panic reaction. An accident.
It might have happened that way.
Then tell me why she pumped 2 more bullets in his back after he fell down dead. Points bulleted on that girl? You know there's still a couple of shells in that gun.
Lieutenant, I don't think she'll use that gun again.
On an APP on Elsa Kramer. Have it amended to read, proceed with caution.
Give me some time. Maybe I can find her. I don't think she's going to shoot anyone.
I'm sorry, Casey, but there were 3 of you in that room, and not one of you sure enough she wouldn't shoot to stop her from walking out of the room with a gun in her hand. Subject is armed. May be dangerous.
I couldn't argue with the lieutenant. It had to be done his way. Whether or not I thought she was dangerous, the fact was she had put 4 bullets into her father and run away. The All Points pickup had to say subject is armed and may be dangerous. It didn't have to say use gun if necessary. That was understood. I thought I knew the girl. I thought I'd helped her. I thought she wouldn't use a gun. And yet, I'd been afraid that she might. I had to find her.
You know that lady cop? She's looking all over the neighborhood for you. She must have covered at least 30, 40 times today.
Oh, well, did you tell her I was busy knocking off a bank?
Bank?
Oh, here she is.
You mind if I sit down, Sheik?
Oh, well, that would be just charming. Well, how's the lady cop business?
I thought I'd find you at the clubhouse.
What clubhouse is that?
In the cellar.
Well, we have so many. Hey, Joe, how many clubhouses we got? 7, 8?
Something like that.
Sure, we got a real beauty in the penthouse in the Waldorf Astoria. Private swimming pool. Hey, Joey, take a note. Make a list of all our clubhouses so in case the cops want to get in touch with me, they'll know where to go. All right. Anything else, sweetheart?
Mm-hmm. Where's Elsa? You can help her, Sheik.
Sure. When she's sitting on the hot seat and they turn the juice on, she's gonna say, "Thanks, Sheik. You were a real pal."
You're enough of a back alley lawyer to know that she's a juvenile offender no matter what she's done.
Hey, gang, next time we go bopping, we gotta remember to let the juveniles do all the dirty work.
If she turns herself in, she may only have to go to the reformatory because she's 21. And by that time, maybe we can help her.
Gee, that's nice.
The way it is, every cop in the city is under orders to take her. By force, if necessary.
Well, maybe little Elsa will get to plug a cop. That would be terrible.
She's a friend of yours. She's a member of this gang, and yet not one of you will lift a finger to help her.
Now, maybe if we could go somewhere private and sit back and relax and take our shoes off, I might be able to tell you where you might find her. Take care of her later. Now, you guys stay put. This whole neighborhood's lousy with cops. Now, just stay put, all right? Me, Sheik. Shh.
It was one of them crummy coppers.
Well, that dame copper, that buddy of yours, has been snooping around. Oh, I didn't tell her anything. I brought you a change of clothes.
Thanks.
And some grub. Sure, what the heck? I mean, chick's in trouble. That's the same as one of my guys jammed up. That coffee's probably ice cold.
No, it's swell, thank you.
I'm gonna help you beat this rap. You just leave everything to me, okay? You're not scared, are you?
Are you kidding?
Well, why don't you get into these duds? I mean, the cops have your description, and this'll fool them for a while anyway. Well, go on, get them on.
Okay, I will.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I'm cold. You know what I mean? You know, maybe if I covered myself up. I can't seem to stop shivering, can I?
Now, don't be like that, honey.
Hey, please, huh? You know.
Baby. Hey, I did you a big favor now.
Hey, please.
Hey, look, I could have gotten in trouble for this. Look, you killed a man, your own father. Come on, I'm going to help you now.
Please!
Lousy little... I could have got you arrested for this. I could have turned you in.
I'm sorry if I hurt you.
One lousy kiss and you treat me like that, you lousy...
I said I'm sorry if I hurt you! I just don't like to be mauled. Will you turn around? Please? Please!
My head, I'm dizzy. I think I'm going to pass out. I'm really dizzy. Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Oh, my God! Get somebody.
Don't stop. Please don't stop!
How is he?
He'll live.
How do you feel?
Probably got a good scar.
Doctor says not even a bad powder burn. The bullet never even touched you.
No kidding. So I'm supposed to be lucky.
Mm-hmm. You told me before that you came down here to ask Elsa to give herself up.
That's right.
You changed your mind since I talked to you this afternoon.
Well, I got to thinking about the stuff you said about the cops and about Elsa giving herself up. After I thought about it, it seemed like a pretty good idea.
I see. So you came down here to ask Elsa to turn herself in.
Uh-huh. That's it.
And she rewarded your confidence by trying to kill you.
She split that chick. I mean, on the loose like that, she's a menace to the whole community. I've been thinking, Lieutenant, me and my gang, we could help you guys a lot. I mean, we know a lot about things, and she's around here someplace, and we could find her.
You'd like to help us bring her in?
That's right. Only she's armed, and, well, we'd have to...
Why do you want to kill her, Sheik?
You've got me wrong.
This is the blouse she was wearing. How do you figure it got ripped?
See what happens when you try to help people?
Is that how you tried to help Elsa, by ripping a blouse off her back?
What are you sore, miss? 'Cause she missed killing me? Can I go now?
Sheik, just one more thing. Don't you and your gang decide to go looking for her. We're not asking for volunteers.
Sure.
Pass it on, punk. You stay off the streets till we find her. You stay off or we'll take you off. Is that clear?
Sure.
May I come in?
What's happened to Elsa?
Nothing. We haven't found her yet, Ray.
Ma's been walking around, looking. She came in about a half hour ago, and she can just about stand on her feet. You probably think what kind of a monster I am. Now, there's nothing else I really can do. That gang she belonged to. I tried to talk to some of them. I thought that they might be able to tell me where Elsa had been hiding. But I couldn't even ask them. It was as if they belonged to another planet.
Yet
But you lived in this neighborhood all your life.
I lived in these books. I lived in school. I lived in a dozen odd jobs after school. Not this neighborhood. Not this ugly flat could touch me. I was going to study medicine.
Well, maybe that's what saved you. You wanted out, you found a way. You worked hard at it. Well, maybe we caught it too late. Maybe the damage was already done.
It would have been all right. If only she hadn't run away. See, if only I could have stopped her. Everything would have been fine.
Well, you're forgetting something she did. Something more than just running, Ray.
That was the mistake. Running. That was the mistake. She said herself the worst that could happen was a few more years at the training school.
How did it happen, Ray? Her first day home. What had he done that he'd never done before? She was used to his beating, his arguments, his drinking. She always could cope with it before.
You don't cope with it. You bear with it. Or you run to your room and stuff cotton in your ears. You lose yourself in your books. Or you run to the library until it was over. Until he passed out.
What is it, Miss Jones? What's happened?
They still haven't found her, Mama.
You'll burn your eyes out of your head. Go to sleep.
In a little while, Mama.
He has an exam in physics tomorrow morning. I'll fix you something to eat.
Not now.
A piece of cake. It was for Elsa. I lit one little candle. Welcome home. We never even had a chance
to blow it out. Then everything must have happened just a few minutes after Elsa arrived.
He couldn't stand the idea that we were going to have a few minutes of pleasure. He gave us nothing. And it killed him to think that we had learned not to care, that we had learned to live without him.
Well, then you were already fighting when Elsa came in.
It happened. It's all over now. What good are questions? Find Elsa. Find her and take her back to that training school. It would be best for everyone. Don't you see that? Ray, maybe you could ask for postponement.
I'm all right, Mama.
Everything that's happened, what kind of a showing can he make on that exam?
Why don't you go back to bed?
No, Ray. I gotta keep looking.
Mrs. Kramer, we've got half the police department looking for her. We'll find him.
Dead or alive, huh? No, thank you. I'll find him myself.
I beat her back here so I could have an alibi.
How many you line up?
3 for 1. And a dame at that, it ought to be enough.
I just wish I could be there to see it.
Hey, are you okay? I mean, you look kind of green to me.
It's better than yellow, Sheik.
I hope you're not referring to me.
What do you call somebody who uses children to do his dirty work for him?
Well, I'd call him a smart operator.
Well, you ought to take a look at your smart operator here. If he'd let children settle his private grudge, what do you think he'd do to you?
Now, if she's just trying to get me to admit I had her beat up, now, what'd she take me for, a stupid jerk? Was it right, Bucket?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Hey, going home.
This is Casey Jones. I have Elsa here in my apartment. I'd like you and your mother to come over here if you would. All right. Yes, she's just exhausted.
It's very kind of you to let us stay here like this. Did you want us to go down to headquarters with her?
No. Actually, I want to talk to you. I think there are a few questions that maybe you can answer for me.
But what difference can it make now? She's here, she's safe. And tomorrow she'll be back at that training school.
And that'll be that.
Mama? It's going to be all right.
Hi, Ray.
Elsa?
Elsa goes back to training school as a juvenile offender, and Ray goes to medical school. And that'll be that.
What are you trying to say?
You're the only three people who know exactly what happened in that kitchen this morning. I think you better let us in on it, too.
We've told our story.
Cake was on the table. The three of you were having an argument. Elsa walked in. Before she had a chance to take off her jacket, before you even had a chance to cut the cake, you want us to believe that Elsa picked up this gun and shot her father 4 times.
You have no right asking these questions.
Ray, come here. You show me how it happened. Now, Elsa just walked in. She couldn't have been there more than 5 minutes.
We were fighting when Elsa arrived. I thought this time for certain he was going to kill you.
So you were fighting?
I tried to stop him.
Ray!
How did you try and stop him?
Don't listen to her.
Aren't you the one who always tried to stop him by burying your head in books?
I did it. I killed him.
Ray, aren't you the kind who always tried to stop him by running away?
You can't live with such hatred and evil. He hated us. Every time we smiled, every little triumph was a knife at his back. The idea that someday that we'd run away from him, that someday I'd be a doctor. He couldn't abide it. He stood against me all my life. And now he was lying on the floor. Was he dead? Had I killed him? I had to be sure. I had to shoot him again and again.
No matter what she says, she can't prove anything. If we stick to our story, she can't prove anything.
Nobody can blame you. Nobody can blame you.
He's finished with his hatred, Mrs. Kramer. Give him time to finish with his grief.
Thank you for what you said to the judge about Ray. I know what you're thinking. But it was just that Ray was going to be a surgeon. It would have been the finish for him. But Elsa, well, she said herself that school wasn't so bad. It would only mean a few more years there. But for him, it would have been over. It is over, isn't it?
No, Mrs. Kramer. This way, there's still a chance.
It couldn't have worked out anyway, could it? When you have so much hatred in you, it has to come out one way or another. He never could have lived with this.
The desperate hope that Ray might escape punishment was over. Society's punishment would be light for a boy pressed beyond his limits. Time and those who love him would help heal those wounds. And I hope it'll be soon.